It's Tuesday. Good luck finding this bar.
Damn.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
See, I was gonna save, but now there's a cutscene, so we gotta wait.
Nope, we're going.
Okay.
Hey everybody, it's Tuesday, November the 19th, 2013, and this is Slashplayed Podcast. I'm your host, RJ. With me is also Keith.
You didn't say hi, Keith.
Also with me is Dustin.
Yep.
Keith's fucking up the podcast with his pink 3DS.
I got a
no
pink
good
3DS.
reason. Son of a bitch.
I got it today.
Hurry up. Can't you pause that cutscene?
No!
Why not?
Because it's Metal Gear, you don't pause the cutscene?
Well, then skip it.
No!
I guarantee you've played this game before.
I have.
Well, fuck you then.
In high school.
I don't care.
It's been a long time.
You're the one that
You know what
said-
else is going to take a long time? The rest of that cutscene.
You were the one that said, hey, let's go do it, and I was like, I'm not done yet. And you're just like, no, we're doing it.
Can't you, like, just close the lid and it'll suspend? Or do that? Jackass. So, hey Keith, what have you been doing for the last 2 weeks?
Fuck you. Not being here.
Yeah, clearly. Everybody knows that now.
Work.
Apologize for the lack of the podcast last week, Keith.
I'm not apologizing.
Do the thing that I say so I don't have to keep ending sentences like this, Keith.
Well, you're going to be talking like that a lot.
You're right, I am, Keith.
I'll just stop talking.
Keith. Anyways.
Yeah, last week, work. I worked horrible shifts last week. Like, I had to work a double at one point. I closed a bunch. And then, like, the night you texted me, and you're just like, so we're doing it tonight? I was like, I didn't intend to. Didn't intend to, so I fell asleep. It happens. But that weekend, I think I did something. Oh, my sister and her boyfriend had a bonfire at their place. And my sister's boyfriend gave me my early Christmas present, late birthday present.
How much apple pie moonshine was there?
None. My dad hasn't made a new batch yet. But we got the stock. He just has to concoct it. But my late birthday, early Christmas present
Lock, stock, and 2 drunken barrels.
Was a fifth of Gentleman Jack.
Nice.
That came with 2 highballs.
Classy.
So I was drinking just Jack on the Rocks all night.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you were.
Got really drunk.
I mean, because what else would you
And
do?
got really unconscious.
Yeah.
That'll happen.
Yeah, because I opened...
Whiskey's got a weird way of doing that.
I opened the Saturday morning, and then but our maintenance guy, our primary maintenance guy, was on vacation.
Okay.
So our secondary maintenance guy had to fill his full-time shift,
Sure.
and then I just did the 2 days that a secondary guy had off. But the problem was I had to do that and my normal shifts.
Uh-huh.
So one of those days that happened to land on, I opened. So I was at work at 4 in the morning and didn't leave till 3.
Nice.
So I came home, I walked inside, and Mom just looked at me and goes, bedtime? I was like, fucking bedtime. I go stumbling into my room, I pass out, wake up at like 9:30. My sister texts me twice at like 7 going, hey, we're having a party, come over. And I was like, all right, I'll be there. I get there. Brandon gives me my late birthday, early Christmas present. I start drinking a lot.
Immediately.
Yep. Soon realized, after I started getting drunk relatively quickly, that I had slept all day and hadn't eaten.
Yeah!
I had not eaten since about 10 o'clock in the morning. So I started drinking at like 10. I got about 3/4 through the bottle by 2 o'clock and passed out on the couch.
Yep.
Yeah, it was almost a blackout night.
How was your next morning? I'm sure that
It's
was...
fine, actually. I puked it the night before, so I was fine.
there you go.
Yeah.
Planning ahead.
Yep.
That's what we call strategery.
I was.
That's what you learn in college.
It was a tactical vomit.
It was a tactical
It was
vomit.
a tactical retreat of alcohol back out of your stomach.
Yep. I was horribly exhausted the next day, but
You were.
But I wasn't like headache, bad stomach, hungover.
You weren't dead.
I
It's
was
one of those
not
mornings
dead.
where you're just groggy enough where you're like, oh god, I don't like, I'm not dying, but I don't want to move ever again.
My sister's couch never felt so amazing.
For my existence.
I did get this, like, it was my sister's boyfriend's buddy was passed out in the recliner.
Uh-huh.
So me and this chick, Savannah, not that Savannah, other Savannah, took...
Savannah 2?
Yeah, Savannah.
Electric Boogaloo.
There, you happy?
Yeah, you're welcome, Dustin. It's been long enough.
You tag teamed it.
I gave that one to you.
We took it at the same time, as far as I'm concerned.
Eiffel Tower's that
Fair
Savannah
use.
Yep.
joke.
Sweet.
Wait, what?
Anyways, we took a bunch of Gillette gel-based shaving cream and basically smacked him in the face with it repeatedly. And it was funny because
Like wet antiquing?
kind of, yeah. So we started like rubbing it in his face, and he woke up, looked at Savannah, and was just like, "And get slapped," and slapped her across the face.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm gonna go get something to eat. And then the next morning he woke up and he was just like, well, I don't have to worry about moisturizing my face for about a fucking month.
Yeah, that's it's at least less painful than the stories that I heard from a friend of mine who used to be in the Army, who was like, yeah, so when dudes used to pass out, we used to just put icy hot on their balls.
Yeah, dude put icy hot in the toilet seats once when I was at Fort Benning, and it was funny to me because I didn't sit on him.
Yep.
But this dude went into the bathroom, sat on the toilet, lit his ass on fire.
Yep. Because
we get generic Bengay if you go to the Medac with sore muscles, and so he came out and he was like, I don't know who put fucking muscle relaxer on the toilet, but that shit ain't funny. Clean it up. And everybody was just like, I didn't do it. So he was like, fucking, stormed around the barracks for another like 10 minutes, and finally the dude that did it like snuck in the bathroom and licked it off real quick.
Nice.
Yeah, good times.
So you do anything else?
I just kind of used a couple of band practices. We just finished vocals on another song and bass. We're in the mix master process, so there's probably going to be another demo up here shortly.
Wait, you're working with the Beastie Boys?
Yep.
Cool.
Sweet.
And then
You bought a 3DS.
today I bought a 3DS.
Oh, you bought that today?
Yeah, I bought
Yeah,
this today.
today.
Jesus Christ.
I went
Today,
to-
Tuesday.
Tuesday. I went to town, bought a 3DS, bought Metal Gear Solid 3D for it, and then went and got new tires on my car. Today was a money spending day.
Apparently.
Yep. Well,
Why did you get a regular size 3DS and not an XL?
Because I can't fit that in my fucking pocket.
Yeah, well,
What am I, a moron?
get bigger pockets.
I want a portable game system, not a fucking
Listen,
book.
I haven't had pockets that big since high school.
If I want a tablet, I'll steal my mom's iPad.
Oh my god, Dustin. The iPad Nano.
It's just a picture of an iPhone.
It's an iPad, but it also makes phone calls.
Ta-da!
One of the funniest things I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
One of the
I'm
things,
sure it's not new.
when
but
the
I don't care.
iPad was first about to get launched, somebody took 4 iPhones and duct taped them together,
Yeah.
and they're just
Yeah.
like, iPad.
Yeah, I believe that. All right, Dustin, what have you been?
Lots and lots of work and Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Like,
Assassin's Creed
lots of
4
it.
Black Flag.
Well,
So
yeah.
kind of the same shit.
Same shit.
I mean,
different
pretty
week.
much. I don't know. It's been 2 weeks. It's really hard to
really
think
haven't-
about all the stuff that I haven't done.
Yeah,
Um,
it's been kind of a lazy 2 weeks.
well, I mean, I've been working.
Well, I mean,
I got my oil changed one day.
people with jobs and cars. I can't
Walked
understand
walked
you.
all the way to the mall.
Walked?
Yeah,
You are a madman.
from the dealership as I got my oil change. But even then, it was
Oh,
only 20 minutes.
Capital?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about from here.
No, I mean, that would only be 40 minutes.
It's madness. I'll be there in an hour.
Yeah. And it wouldn't be too bad, honestly. I've
It's
done
a 30-minute
worse.
drive. I'll be there in 10.
I've done worse. Or longer.
We
I
back
should
to our
say.
first podcast where you're just throwing shit around.
Did that
Yeah,
happen
sometimes.
on the first podcast?
Yes.
I was really just getting it out of my hands so that way I didn't start slamming it on shit.
Just gonna be throwing
Um,
coins the whole time.
Yeah. No, snap them.
Oh, great.
The
I don't
let's
smoke my e-cig, so it's all like-
see.
We were professionals.
We
back then.
had
We're
a
professionals now.
very good Sunday dinner. That was awesome. We had a bunch of people throw in and did like a sort of big pot of rice
Where the
and
fuck
other
was
shit.
I?
That's a great question.
That's yeah.
You already know the answer. Where
Yep.
I was at work. Every Sunday, 4 to close. Every Sunday.
You know, I really haven't done much of anything.
Dude, fucking not jack shit has been going on.
Yeah,
Nope.
It's been a really, really lazy couple. Well, not even lazy. It's been a busy couple of weeks, but I've just not wanted to do much else other than that.
I've had this great sleep schedule thing going on. I'm gonna tell them about my stuff, and then you can talk again.
Okay.
I've had this great sleep schedule thing where it's completely backwards. That's the end. Nothing quite like waking up at 4 or 5 in the afternoon and going, man, that bed's really comfortable. Yesterday, I believe I woke up at 10 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh, this is pretty good. Maybe I'll get like 5 more minutes. And then woke up at 5 o'clock and went, oh, we're 7 hours.
Huh. See, I woke up this morning at like 7:30
Uh-huh.
and almost cried because I closed last night.
Yeah.
I got home. I didn't pass out till like 2 o'clock. I woke up at 7 and I was like, what is going on right now?
What is my body?
It's the It's the Red Scare, man. It's got me
What?
tossing and turning.
Fucking communist coming back.
Yep.
Which is why you went to go get a 3DS to beat them in the game that you're playing, which is...
Metal Gear Solid 3D Snake Eater. Snake Eater.
So that's just Snake Eater again.
Yeah, but it's in 3D.
Okay.
Okay, there are some changes, like they changed some of the tutorial dialogue to reference a touchscreen instead of a gamepad.
Awesome. That sounds fucking thrilling.
It's fucking... Okay, here's the thing.
Go on.
Have you seen a lot of any of the Metal Gear Solids?
No.
Okay.
I've seen some of all of them, though.
Okay. Hideo Kojima...
Ding!
has-
Is that about it? Hiding in boxes and ding?
No.
And then timers ticking down?
Nope.
It's a good chunk, though.
And then sometimes you shoot guys, but most of the time you don't. And then at other points you stab vultures.
Yes.
And you're like, fuck you, bird, don't fly away and alert people.
Dude, I spent...
I'm crawling 10 feet away from this guy and he can't see me because I have 80% camo. And by 10 feet, I mean about 2...
Okay, that's just Metal Gear Solid 3.
And
It's the only one with a camo system.
and then there's a guy with a sword.
Okay.
And then there's an old snake.
Okay.
And then there are robots in the walls of the White House.
Okay. So I'm assuming because you know so much about Metal Gear Solid and
Mr.
How
President.
much, and how you love to rip on the fact that Hideo Kojima's cutscenes are too long,
You can kill that boss before you fight him in the beginning of the game.
which is fucking awesome.
Sure.
Well, you can kill him in 2 different ways, which we've talked about.
3.
3?
Yeah.
Well, including the boss fight 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Hideo Kojima has a boner for long cutscenes, which I can appreciate.
I mean, he wants to be a movie director. He said it on multiple occasions.
I like narratively driven games, and he's really good at them. So,
I mean, I'm sure Metal Gear Solid would be one of my favorite series ever if I didn't have to do the part where you have to play it.
the whole stealth thing doesn't
Yeah.
do it for you.
No.
I'm sorry.
Or at least not that brand of stealth. Like
Right,
there's something about it where I'm just like, this looks really frustrating.
It is.
Okay.
But that's one thing I really appreciate about Metal Gear Solid 4 is you can literally just choose to shoot everyone. The other Metal Gear Solids, you don't really have that option.
Best part of Metal Gear Solid is when Saints Row 4 made fun of Metal Gear Solid.
Was there a headband joke?
No, there was the boss literally sneaks around under a box, and there are exclamation points above dudes' heads, and then you kill them.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
It's about 30 seconds long.
Oh, fuck.
It's not even a reference. It's just like a, hey, look at this bit.
This is the only thing we really know about that series.
Hey, we can do this too. No, it would have been really great if there was like a long-winded fucking cutscene afterwards, just for like no good reason, with like in a field of flowers with a nuclear explosion behind it. I think that would have.
Yeah, definitely. That basically wraps up the whole Metal Gear.
And I think that's
universe.
everything I know about Metal Gear Solid.
Well, this is how I play it on the 3DS. Okay, because I'm one of the people.
Oh, codecs. There, that's the other thing.
Okay, codecs.
Radios. Call
yeah.
this person to save.
Yep.
The radio frequency is on the back of the box.
That's only the first one.
Yeah, I'm telling you literally everything I know about.
Well, you can
these
stop
games.
so I can finish my statements. How about that shit?
Okay.
One thing I really like about the Metal Gear Solid series that a lot of people don't, that being you, is the cutscenes and stuff. But I was talking to Dustin earlier about it because I'm one of the people who play the 3DS. I can play it with the 3D on for a while without getting headaches, but eventually it does start to strain my eyes.
Okay.
So
Like towards the end of the cutscene.
How? Okay. Yeah, right. How long? Do you know how long the 3DS game has been out for? Like how long Metal Gear Solid 3D Snake Eater has been out?
I want to say it was either shortly after the console was launched or the year after, so either late 2011 or 2012.
Okay, so the Eye Strain might be part of the fact that it was one of the early games that come out, because it sounds like they've gotten a lot better about how they're using the 3D and not giving people headaches.
He was more referring to the 3D in general, not necessarily the game's 3D.
Yeah. This is just the 3D in general. Most of the titles I play, if it has the 3D in it, I turn that shit off. Cause
do you play? Well, when you play with the 3D, do you turn it all the way up? Do you turn it on part of the way?
I crank it.
Okay.
Because that's one thing
for
that
the one day that you've had it.
Well, I've played 3DSs before.
Fair enough.
But that's one thing that really impressed me about this, though, is because it's such a cinematic game.
Sure.
That they really use the 3D. That's like I was telling Dustin earlier. The only time I use the 3D is during a cutscene. I turn it on right when the cutscene's over. I turn it back off.
Hilarious.
Because it's almost frustrating to play that game, like actually play it with the 3D on, because you have to use your depth perception, which is weird for me in a video game.
Right.
But there's actually moments in the cutscene where I feel like my eyes are looking through a distance to see a certain character in the background and stuff like that. They've really done a good job of creating depth to a 3D environment, especially cinematically. Like the opening sequence when Snake is halo jumping out of a fucking Hercules gunship, and I crank the 3D up, and like
he jumps in a Master Chief outfit?
Kind of. There's pretty cool eyeball-looking shits going on.
Making a face over here. It's great radio.
But
bringing back all the old jokes.
They never get old after a 2-week break.
2 weeks.
But like they did a really good job at creating, I don't know, like not necessarily like a sense of realism, so to speak, but definitely it makes you have to be aware of the depth.
Okay.
It makes you feel like there is depth, which I guess is the point they were going at. But I've never had a 3DS game, never played a 3DS game where I genuinely felt like the 3D contributed to the experience.
Okay.
All the other ones I've played have always been, it's because, I mean, the 3D and the 3DS is a fucking gimmick. Like, even Nintendo was just like, well, we're going to release one that doesn't have 3D. Because, A, it's going to be cheaper. Yeah. B, people that it hurts, they can actually play 3DS games now. Yeah. And C, we're going to co-launch it with Pokemon and push a bunch of units.
Fucking 2DS is still a stupid thing.
I almost bought one. It was still $30 cheaper than this.
Your face is a stupid thing.
But then I realized that you can't.
It's dumb.
No, you can't get it.
You can't get
it in pink.
If you can't fit a jumbo 3DS in your pocket, you can't fit a 2DS in your pocket.
That was ultimately what led me to do it. A lot of reviews that I've read, they're built really cheap, obviously, because they're cheap. B, I couldn't fit it in my pocket, and C, it wasn't in pink.
Great.
Pink was going to happen.
Third thing was the actual deciding factor, though.
Right. It wasn't in pink.
Right.
But, I mean, kudos to the guys at fucking Kojima Studios and all that fun stuff.
No, Kudo works at Microsoft.
Oh, okay. Excuse me then. Kojima owes to...
God damn it.
My new favorite breakfast cereal, Kojima O's.
You'll spend 20 minutes watching someone pour it in a bowl and 5 seconds eating it.
Yep. But you can't eat it too loudly, or else people will come in and smack it out of your hands.
Oh my god, it converts into a fucking box.
No, it comes out of the box.
No, but the box converts into a bigger box, so that way you can hide in it.
I like this.
I
where this is going.
I don't think you know how like relative size and matter works.
Listen, it just folds out. It'll work.
It's
Shut
like
up.
it's like 2-ply toilet paper. Okay,
yeah,
you pull the toilet
just
paper in
keep
half,
folding it out.
You have a 200-foot roll of 2-ply
You can
toilet
fold
paper,
it up to 7
times. You actually just have 400 feet of toilet paper.
Okay, so now I'm just picturing Kojima O's
in a box like
like on grocery store shelves, but the prize in the box is actually the prize outside of the box because it's just a giant refrigerator box just taped to the side of the box, so they can only fit like 4 boxes of cereal on the entire shelf.
My battery's dying.
Good.
You should plug it in.
Charger's in my car.
Haha.
Wah, wah.
All right, so Keith, you play anything else this week?
Did I play anything else? Yeah, man.
All right, what you been playing?
Oh god.
Nope.
I have about
Not that.
4 hours logged into that. I also got Metroid Prime Hunters for the original DS. because I fucking missed that game. It was a launch title for the original DS way back when.
Yep.
What's a Metroid Prime Hunters?
You know what Metroid Prime is?
Yes.
It's the mobile version it's the portable version of a Metroid Prime game. You're Samus in first person and you shoot shit.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Hence the Prime.
Yeah, hence the Prime.
Gotcha.
Prime being the
First
first-person
person.
series.
Ah.
Yeah. The original Metroid is Metroidvania.
Ask me how many Metroid games I've played.
Like 2.
0.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry.
Prime is like 1.
I played.
1 is like first.
What was that?
First is
what
like
was
first
the game that I bought on the 360? Shadow Complex. I played
Yeah.
Shadow Complex.
Shadow Complex
Does that
is
count?
It definitely drew a lot of inspiration.
Yeah.
So you get it.
Yeah.
I guess.
I got missile tanks.
There you go.
Yeah.
If you ever played a Castlevania game, same shit.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nah, he's
I'm sorry.
X-Men for Sega.
What's a Sega?
Oh God, I forgot.
I'm sorry, RJ.
I'm gonna continue to be
No,
on this
you should.
PC
You
over
should
here.
really. You should really be more sorry.
Dude, you
for
need to
me,
go- you need to
'cause
go to-
he's really hurting me.
You need to go to Game Giant and buy a Genesis immediately.
What's a Genesis?
Shut up.
Seriously, he's gonna keep doing that. Just stop.
So
I don't have a television.
We'll make it happen. You can buy a TV capture card for your
See,
PC.
that's the difference between the two of us.
Mr. Mustard Rice.
That's the difference between the two of us. I have a computer that works off of my TV because I like
And
to
then you
use
have-
other things.
and then
He
I was
just
gonna-
has 2 monitors,
I was gonna say you have a bunch of other shit plugged into
which
said
he can't
TV.
use for anything else.
It's not true. I totally played Halo Reach off this. You remember how janky that was? And hilarious. Nothing quite like a DVI to HDMI converter that like doesn't fit properly out of the back of my monitor because of the way that it is produced.
Ew.
Yeah.
And then an HDMI thing plugged into that, and I was like, I'm really gonna break this, aren't I? And it's like, not quite. Close.
Close.
We should really make HDMI ports that swivel, like plugs that swivel.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you don't have to worry about it just being a straight line for 2 inches.
Right.
And we would make fucking stupid money.
Sell that shit on fucking Monoprice.
Yep.
Or, yeah, something.
But yeah, Metroid Prime Hunters. It's at that point it was like the 3rd in the series. I think it was
Of
Metroid
the
Prime,
Primes?
Metroid Prime 2 Corruption, and then Metroid Prime Hunters. Yeah, it had
Is
to be
Corruption
3rd.
even out yet? I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was on the GameCube.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
So basically, the premise is you play as Samus, you're collecting these crystals, and there's several other bounty hunters that want you dead. Each of these bounty hunters have basically act similarly to Samus, and I'll get to it in a second. But they have like their blasters do different stuff and things like that. And the reason why that's important is because this was the first Metroid Prime game that had multiplayer. This was one of the first mobile shooters or portable shooters that had online multiplayer.
Okay.
And each of these other bounty hunters acted as your classes.
Is this game just Mega Man?
No.
Is this game just Batman Origins?
You don't get the busters afterwards. And no.
Okay.
No, I mean you do, yeah.
Cause shot gloves.
No,
That's what he meant.
Oh yeah, then totally.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. After you eventually during the campaign, you have to kill these several bounty hunters, and
Right.
when you kill them, you get their shit.
So yeah, Mega Man.
So it's Mega
So
Man.
yeah, it's Mega Man.
Okay.
It's Mega Man, but Nintendo. But I just remembered while I was in.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Mega Man's Capcom.
Well, right, but never mind. Continue.
I was talking about Nintendo published.
Got it.
Okay, there you go. Because Mega Man was totally
Yep.
into Nintendo and all that stuff. I'm picking up what you.
I know. I know.
I want a Mega Man arcade machine now.
I want my brain to stop hurting.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no kidding.
So when I was at the store for which I promised I would never give any of my money to, but then I realized that their stuff's still kind of cheaper than everywhere else.
Oh, the GameStop.
Fucking GameStop. Anyways, got my copy of Metal Gear Solid, and then I was looking at the used DS game cabinet. And I saw it, and I was like, God, I literally had not played that game since like my freshman, sophomore year of high school, because I got my DS on launch. And that's the only console to this day I have bought on launch. And it's the only one I will probably the only one I ever will, because A, I'm cheap, and B, everything else just seems to break. So, but I remember...
there's not going to be any more consoles after this one. Ha 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 ha.
When you buy...
It's just going to be phones and computers, and that's it.
When you buy the DS back
And
in the
then
day,
implants.
you got a demo card for Metroid Prime Hunters.
Yeah.
And it was also a multiplayer
God,
demo.
remember when like consoles launched and they came with like
Stuff.
demo discs?
Well,
It's like, hey, here's like
it was
17
more
games.
It was more the old game magazines had demo discs.
No, but like the original PlayStation came with like a demo disc for like 20 games.
PS Interactive.
Yeah.
That was
Jesus shit.
That disc is the reason why I'm such a Hideo Kojima dick sucker this day. Because that disc, the original PS1, had the Metal Gear Solid demo on it.
Yep.
Played it, bought the game, beat the fuck out of it, been jacking off to Hideo freaking Kojima ever since.
It's true.
That's
It's not
gross.
a fun sight to watch.
Unless you're into that kind of stuff, in which case, get in contact with us. We'll charge you for it.
I'm willing.
We'll put up a paid cam.
Yeah, we're willing to charge them for it too.
But I remember when I first got my DS, a buddy of mine had just gotten his too. We both got the same demo disc, so we were in high school. It was finals week. No, I believe this was like my 8th grade year, something like that. I was really young.
Anyways.
But I remember us sitting across the hall. I was in one classroom, he was in the other classroom across the hall, and the DS had just enough juice to get a wireless signal across the hall through the school's brick walls so we could play Metroid Prime Hunters together. And I was kicking the shit out of everyone. So then I bought it when the game actually dropped, because it wasn't like a launch title, but you know Nintendo and their launch windows.
Oh, you mean their 18-month launch window?
Right. None of my friends got it, and I was really sad.
Elephantine gestation period of a launch window.
Yep. At the time I had my DS, and I had gotten Hunters. I was kind of younger. I didn't feel, unless the game really soaked me in, I couldn't commit to a single game for very long.
Sure.
So Hunters it kind of went past by the wayside, and that was also a time for the DS where they didn't really have that definitive killer app yet, unless it was a Nintendo 64 remake.
Right.
Because I played the fuck out of Super Mario 64 DS. And
I can see that.
yeah, it was just fun.
Jumping into paintings,
Totally.
sliding down hills,
All that jazz.
getting red coins,
I love red coins.
fighting Bowsers. Fuck that Bowsers.
Hammer throwing Bowsers into bombs. So
It's a bomb.
So because of that problem, I bounced through so many DS games that I literally just like burnt myself out on my DS and just sold all my games and stopped playing it. Had to keep the DS though because the barcode on the back of it got worn off, so GameStop wouldn't take it. I was like, fuckers. I still have that DS to this day.
Okay.
But
We won't play 3D games. Who knew?
yeah, fuck. I tried, man. As soon as I got Metal Gear, I was just like, get in there, you bitch, and it didn't fit.
Nope.
So
No, when that game was when those, because they did the old school like Nintendo security thing where they put like an extra tab on it or whatever on the actual plastic molding.
Yes, they did actually.
So when the 3DS games first started coming out, people like filed the tab off to see if they would work. And
Really?
yeah, and the answer is because why not? Why not try it?
What?
It's just a plastic tab.
Okay.
Well, it's like
Because then if you don't have to pay for the shit, why do it?
Yeah, for a frame of reference, that's...
Yeah.
I mean, it was like the old Game Boy games. I mean,
Right.
that's the only reason they did it. It's because they have a history of doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
But it would work for old Game Boy games. Because what they did with the old Game Boy games is they didn't... Because all the Game Boy games were compatible up until the Advance.
yeah.
Yes.
And then it was when the Advance rolled around where everybody was just like, I'm going to see if the fucking hardware works, blah, blah, blah. And if I recall, it did.
I mean, you would have to break the case open.
Yeah, but the point I'm going to is, like, that's
Or
old
use an
software going to a new machine. That seems a little more feasible than trying to put a 3DS game in a fat DS from 2004.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Because you can't...
It's a dumb idea.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's like putting an Xbox 360 game in an Xbox thinking it's going to work. It's just not. That's dumb.
But, like, I was always, when I'd put my PlayStation games in my PC, see if they work, and it turns out the only thing I can do is rip the music off of it. And fuck around with some of the stuff.
Go get an emulator. It'll work.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I figured out how to work
definitely.
it now, when I was old and understood.
Play anything else, Keith?
Um,
Did you fuck around with Space Base anymore?
a little bit.
Did you see they put out Alpha 2 or whatever?
Did they?
Yeah, they
When
got
was this?
like a couple days ago.
Oh, I missed it then.
Okay. They put food in the game.
Oh, sweet.
They also
I
get
went
angry.
So I went yeah, so your people have emotional states now. Which means your bars are actually important.
Ah, fuck.
And then so I loaded up my base, and when you load up your base and everybody is starving and immediately depressed, that's a really bad way to start your game.
So
Turns out they listened to our podcast and they're like, "Oh shit, RJ found a way around our game, putting everybody outside. Well, now we're gonna make them hungry."
Yeah. Well, I mean that was
Eat
coming
it.
regardless, but like
So
yeah, you have to there's a new zone that you can build, which is the garden area, and you can like grow new food and stuff, and there's like food replicators.
is Space Base? Is it what's the word I'm thinking of? Does it?
good?
Yeah, it's good, but does it run even when you're not playing?
No.
Okay, just make sure.
But I assume there might have been some parameters in the background that just weren't turned on yet or something.
So when they patched it, everybody just started off pissed off and hungry.
Something like that, or it happened very quickly.
Right.
But yeah, they added some new stuff to different rooms. Like the bar's got a lot more stuff. Like it's got standing tables and like a stove and stuff now. And I assume you can cook food on the stoves. And they've got refrigerators.
Do they got kicking wings?
I don't know.
Newsflash: McDonald's is phasing out the kicking wings.
Wow, that didn't take very long.
Turns out $1 wings kind of not what people want to pay for.
Yeah, no.
They were
You
good
get,
though.
you get some 50-cent wangs up in there, and maybe we can talk. But
B-dubs. Thursday night, 50
Yeah, I
cent
mean,
wing.
if a big
And
scale
beer.
restaurant has 50-cent wings and McDonald's has $1 wings, guess where people aren't gonna go for wings?
like, I kind of still want to try them, but
I mean, they're good, but it's too late now.
oh, they're already gone.
We stopped ordering them like 2 weeks ago. We are out.
Wow.
Because, well, we were tired of wasting them because
Sure.
we didn't want to not cook them
Right.
because they take 9 minutes to cook.
Jesus.
But then again,
That's longer than anything else.
yeah. Then again, when you waste 5 wings, it's like $3 worth of waste or some shit like that. So
Yeah.
it's ludicrous.
Yeah.
So our waste figures for the past months that they've been here have been dumb.
I believe it.
So we were just like, finally, McDonald's corporate, I guess, we're just like, all right, this wasn't as good of an idea as we thought. But see, the thing is that the seed stores and the test populist test demographic,
Sure.
those stores were in Atlanta. These are kicking wings. man.
Yeah. I can see that.
I'm gonna leave that one there.
Let's leave that one on the table.
Yep.
Or in the trash can with the wangs.
With the wangs.
So, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Did you
back-
play anything else other than Space Base? Or, no, you did. Well,
I actually I got really bored one night and I got a wild hair up my butt, so I started playing Sims again
uh-huh.
because I had gotten it with that Humble Bundle ages ago.
Right.
Right.
And I remembered, I was like, hey, I totally have this still installed. I'm really bored. So I started playing The Sims, and then I realized that The Sims 3, my guy on Sims 3, parallels my life. Because he goes to work,
Uh-huh.
and when he comes home from work, he either goes to sleep or gets drunk and goes to sleep.
So you're playing,
So I can almost, on the days I don't...
Keith Simulator 2013.
On the
Yeah.
days I don't want to drink, I can almost live vicariously. What always killed me about The Sims, and I just realized it the other night when I was playing, and was that when you go to the bar and get something to drink, it's
Uh-huh.
not alcohol, because
Apple juice.
it's juice. It literally is juice. It's mixed juices,
Is it J-O-O-Z-E?
Is that what it says?
Juice?
No. But it's Juice.
Oh, juice.
Yeah, like juice.
like the word juice? Yeah.
But like when
They call it mixed juice.
it's that I'm just saying, like they have cocktails of juice.
Uh-huh.
Juice cocktails. But because I noticed it, because at first I was just like, okay, so there's one drink called the Bad Cheerleader, so I was like, yeah, it's totally a fucking alcohol. And then I drank it, and it gave me a buff. And when I scrolled over the buff, it said from juice. It gives you the source of the buff, and it said from juice. And I was like,
That's
Wait,
what I'm going to
so
start
am I
calling
getting-
liquor now. RJ,
Exactly.
if I ask you for juice, I don't actually mean juice.
I'm not calling it the candy store anymore. I'm calling it the juice bar.
Juice bar.
Um,
There actually is a candy store, and that's what I call the candy store.
oh, at the mall?
No, the one on Racine.
There's a candy store on Reese?
Yeah, there is.
Oh,
It's
shit.
over by that bar you like.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So I can get
Yeah.
a bunch of candy and then go to Might As Well and get a bunch of juice.
Yeah. You can get like Warheads and
Let's
like
keep
crazy baby,
slowly
like,
giving people
crybabies and
let's
shit.
let's hope we don't
man.
actually get popular in the next year or year and a half, because somebody's gonna find this podcast and slowly figure out where Dustin and I live.
Nah, we don't have stalkers
Yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yet. But we're accepting applications.
Da-na.
But
I really don't want you to do a terror thing when we say we're accepting applications. That's really like, I don't want to be scared by these. Like, I realize they might be. Maybe they're nice stalkers. Maybe they'll just bring me cookies.
Oh my god!
or
I
something.
just want a piece of your hair.
I mean, that's acceptable. But when you go, dinner, I'm afraid I'm going to be the victim in a noir movie.
Oh
and
my
I
god!
don't want that.
Oh my god! I just want a piece of RJ.
hair,
Not in a good way.
like just a chunk out of the forearm.
Just a chunk
Yeah.
out of RJ. I need a piece of his cheek. That's where the talking comes from.
But
That's
there's-
magic.
That's the magic part.
Oh god damn it!
But,
Hey
there's,
boy, let me get some of that cheek.
let me get some of that cheek.
Ooh, girl, you taste real good.
There was one game I actually played that I meant
God damn it,
I meant to bring up on the last podcast because I thought it'd be especially you.
girl, you got soppy box.
Wait, you can remember that?
Yeah,
God.
because I remembered I was like, all right, next podcast.
What's that-
next
I keep
podcast
forgetting-
What's that vitamin for memory? Yep.
I keep remembering things like a week later. I was like, oh yeah, I was gonna talk about like I was supposed to talk about Dota like weeks ago.
Yeah,
Too late now.
I was gonna talk. I literally remembered I was supposed to talk about this game, or I wanted to talk about this game moments after we were done.
All right, we'll talk
recording.
about the fucking game. What's the game?
We've all played Doom, right?
Yeah. Doom.
What's I'm kidding.
Doom da doom doom.
All right,
doom.
Mr.
Yeah,
Doom.
that I would have to punch you
yeah.
for because
Actually,
that actually.
I haven't played Doom.
Well, still,
I
but you know what Doom is.
Sure.
Yeah.
That
Pinky Demons.
Learn,
Doom.
play Doom.
Pinky Demons.
Play everything.
but-
I played like
there's a-
I played
Listen,
Star
we'll get there.
Wars.
We'll
I
get
played
there.
the Star Wars game that's basically a Doom game. Jedi Academy, like Dark Forces or whatever.
Oh, word.
Like original Dark Forces.
Yeah, I have that.
And it ran so fast it almost made me throw up.
That's
I was
good.
like, wow, these walls spin really fast because this is running through DOSBox on my computer with 6 cores on it.
So, if you buy the game,
Yeah.
or if you own Doom or Doom 2, I have Doom 2 on Steam. You can get a mod for it called Brutal Doom.
Uh-huh.
And what this does is
It imports all the models from Brutal Legend.
No.
And you headbang.
Isn't that the one
You
that's
wish.
like super fast and awesome?
super fast. No, super awesome. Yes. What?
No,
it,
I just thought of a... I'm sorry, go on, but then I thought of a great thing, so go on.
Okay. What it is? One guy made this mod.
Go.
He redid all of the textures.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a TC.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, Total Conversion.
Kind of, yeah.
Remember Total Conversions? Nope, because they never come out.
Nope. This one did.
What?
You can even choose to turn on 3D models for your enemies, but keep that off because they're not worth it.
They suck.
But the most important,
try, though.
The most important feature of Brutal Doom is mouse look.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Yeah, that is the one I'm thinking
Fucking
of.
mouse look.
They just had some.
I
They
believe
just
it.
had some weird like
Which
thing
means-
attached to it.
Which means the enemies now sit on elevations, and you actually look at them to kill them.
Huh.
I was so excited.
Jeez.
Because playing Doom without mouse look is odd for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't grow up in the whole Doom era. My first experience to Doom was Doom 3,
Mm-hmm.
which had fucking...
Duct tape mob.
Yes. But Doom 3 had fucking multiple axi
Right.
for
Yeah.
you to look upon.
Yeah.
Right.
So when I went back and played Doom 1 and 2, because I was curious,
Uh-huh.
I was just like, what the fuck is this shit? Yeah, I played games on
It's,
DOS.
it's before heroes had necks.
Right. Well, have you seen the dude in the picture? Motherfucker doesn't have a neck.
That dude doesn't have a neck. I mean, that's accurate.
But I can't be entirely surprised, though, because I don't know why it threw me off, because when my first PC was a DOS PC, because my dad had gotten a Windows PC, and then I inherited his old DOS PC.
Right.
And one of the first games
I
I
had a
had
3-1
for it,
machine.
one of the first games I had for it was Wolfenstein Spear of Destiny,
Ooh.
which is the same engine as Doom.
Yep.
Right.
It controls the same way.
Right.
So for some reason, because I guess as I grew older, I just got so accustomed to having multiple looking axes that when I went back to play Doom 1 and 2, I was just like, what the fuck is this shit? And so when they dropped Brutal Doom and then increased the blood, increased the prettiness,
Yeah.
and let me look wherever the fuck I wanted to, I beat the game in like fast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like fast.
I mean, it's not a long game by any means. to
Well, as long
begin
as you know
with.
what you're doing.
As long as you know what
Right.
you're doing. And because I had previous experience of the game, I burnt through about half of it,
Mhm.
and then the second half I kind of had to figure out.
So do you want to hear my great idea?
What's your great idea?
Somebody needs to make a total conversion for Doom that is just Hotline Miami. First person Hotline Miami.
Like you just run around with a baseball bat and a chicken mask.
Just kick doors open and beat dudes. Because Doom is like totally fast enough to do like
Oh,
you could
definitely.
make
Yeah,
the
yeah.
speed right.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Get on it.
Somebody do that.
So basically, no. What you want, I would see it more as you want a total conversion of Hotline Miami in the Doom engine.
yes,
That'd
that's
be more appropriate.
Sure, whatever. Anyways, you play anything else? Video games?
I played my... No. I was about to say I played my television. I don't watch television.
Nope.
Played a couple of random fucking Flash and Java games.
Okay, any of them of note?
I don't remember.
Great.
Yeah, so no.
Nailed it.
Yep.
Anything else?
No, thinking about wraps it up.
Okay, cool.
I'll probably remember something in a minute.
Hey, Dustin,
Usually happens.
how's that pirate? I mean, assassin. I mean, pirate.
So
I mean,
I
boat.
played.
How's Boat Murder Simulator 2013?
I played Burnout Revenge.
How's Car Murder Simulator 2007?
That game is fucking boss, and I missed it.
I love that game.
I really missed
I
it.
still
I
haven't
forgot
played
how
Burnout
good it
Paradise.
was.
Now I'm gonna go look up and see when that game came
The,
out.
Make
I
sure
wanna
you're
know
not
how close
wrong.
that
because
game-
the thing is
Except
like
Revenge, right? No,
Yes.
it's totally.
yeah, it's Burnout. I'm pretty sure it was Burnout Revenge.
Go on.
Well, anyway, the I
Hey, you didn't bring that keyboard that you were
I used to
supposed
play
bring,
it like he also didn't bring me my strings, so it is
I
what it
haven't
is.
been home since
It's okay. It's okay.
10 o'clock.
You came.
Ah,
That's a start.
2005.
Oh, nice. So anyway, Burnout Revenge is a lot of fun, and I really missed it. Like, Paradise is great, but
It is great.
yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, you're right.
I was agreeing
yeah,
with you.
were agreeing with me in such a way that it's like,
Game's really pretty.
yeah,
I will say
the game
game's really
is
pretty.
really pretty. But the thing about it is, the thing I really like about Burnout Revenge are the game modes. Like the game modes in Burnout Revenge are just really sweet.
I think the cars crumple better in Revenge.
Yeah, I
think
agree.
I think you can get a lot closer to an accordion.
Yeah,
I feel-
there are some really good dynamics.
I feel like I remember playing Revenge a little bit and ending up with a car that had like nothing but a back seat.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Well, I mean, dude, Revenge. The thing about Revenge that I really like is that there isn't really a conventional story mode so much as it's just like
Here's a set.
here's a
of race
bunch
types.
of races, get stars, and here are different types of races and different types of crash modes and all this other stuff. And it was just I just played it and went, man, why aren't games like this anymore?
Dude, my first exposure to that game.
And you know what it is? Open world.
Well, do you
Everybody
mean
wants to-
racing games?
Yeah,
or-
I mean racing games in general.
So
Racing games have become so focused on open world that they lack the thing that I
Yeah.
just like doing the most in racing games.
No, I tend to
and
agree.
that's
There's-
racing
Also,
and crashing other cars,
the
but that's
other-
beside the point.
I think the other reason is that
There's-
the Burnout games were so popular and the Need for Speed games were falling off so hard. They said, "Hey, Burnout guys, how about you just
Well,
start making games
sure,
that say
but-
Need for Speed?"
But
on
that's
them?
the thing. It's like
And now we have Need for Speed Rivals.
right.
The spiritual successor to Burnout Paradise.
And that's
Yeah.
fine, but it's like every franchise went to that. Like even Test Drive did it.
Test Drive did it. Like that was Test Drive's whole thing.
No. Test Drive used to be a series of
It was
time attack
three
races.
different.
No,
it was
not time
three
attack,
different
checkpoint
types.
races.
It was three different types.
So they
of
switched
races.
over at Unlimited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
It
the
was-
only thing
yeah,
I know.
It
about
was
Test
three
Drive.
different types of races. It was track races, like full scale
Sure.
Then
lapped races.
Then they had the checkpoint
They had
races.
checkpoint races,
Mhm.
and then they had
best.
drag races, like legitimate drag races.
You sound like you just want to play Trackmania.
Trackmania is fun.
Is that old Flash game?
No.
No, it's
No,
this-
the only thing I want to play is that old drag Flash game, drag racing.
Oh, you can
Do you remember that?
You have a droid, right?
Yeah, I know. But it was one of those things that I remember playing when I wasn't supposed to be playing on the computers in the computer lab as a kid.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, my car's way faster than yours. I win. My car's way faster than yours again. I
God,
win.
I think I remember what you're talking
Yeah,
about now.
no, it was that game.
It's called Drag Racer.
It's called Drag Racer.
V3.
Yeah, V3. Yeah, that's the one.
I actually have that game installed
It's
on my
really
computer
good.
right now.
I think Darren's got it on his phone.
Because you can, yeah. Well, there's a
It is a new
it's
one.
basically a clone.
It's a new one. Yeah.
But you can download the Flash player for it,
Yep.
so you can play it offline, and it's awesome.
Yep.
I used to do that shit all the time on my laptop. I get bored in the middle of class at ECU. I'll be in the middle of like algebra or something, just fucking running my Mercy law, go down the track.
Yeah. But
And how'd that college education go for us?
Well, it went well for him.
yep.
I was talking about you and me.
Oh, it fucking sucked.
Yeah,
The
that poorly thing.
But I really like Burnout Revenge because the crashes are just fantastic. Like,
Yeah.
I landed on a guy.
I mean, shit.
Perfect crash.
Shit, they
It
have
was great.
crash mode.
Yeah.
Which
Dude,
is a thing they haven't had
That game,
since.
Yeah.
that game was so good that way back when, which would probably be around 2005.
Yeah.
This dude, I can't remember who it is. Like, my parents had one of their friends over, and they had a kid, and he stopped by the Blockbuster and rented this game because he knew I had both a PS2 and an Xbox.
Uh-huh.
So he got it for Xbox. So he was like, yeah. So I totally rented this because I knew you had an Xbox. I was like, all right, my Xbox, I go first. And he was like, yeah, sure, that sounds fair. He never got to play it. He sat there watching me. He'd be like, it's my turn yet? I'd be like, no, go fuck something, go away.
Wow, you're a dick.
Dude, like, it was fun. Like, it was just mindless violence. Like, and I liked, like Dustin was saying, like, because I mean, even your most die-hard, like, track-based racing, hey, we have game modes and tracks and cars and stuff that you race, have
Forza.
Yeah, have even dabbled in the open world market, being Forza Horizons. That was the open world Forza.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. I mean, it was fun. It was a good racing game.
Gran Turismo, did that ever go?
Nope. Gran Turismo has been relatively faithful.
Hey, Dustin, you look like you're gonna break all your teeth if you keep making that face. You got something to say over there?
Hey, Tom.
Yeah, I just got a really exciting text message, actually.
Oh, yeah?
From...
Beta key for Elder Scrolls.
Oh, high fives.
I'm
Wait,
super
for
duper
you?
happy. Yeah, well, for my sister, but she's gonna let me use it.
How
Yes!
the fuck she get it?
I don't know. That's what I said.
Tell her to
But
go.
whatever, I don't care.
She
I
went
don't
to the-
care. She's letting me use it.
She went to the website
So
and she
I don't care about
resubmitted her
anything
system
else.
specs 5 times
No,
in the
I
same
don't think
day.
she did. I
and
think
then
she
they
just. I think she just.
And then they
This
just
is
fell
my
over.
sister. She doesn't care that much. She would put it in once and then. Oh yeah, that'd be Keith.
That was the
There we go. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks.
I got you for 2 weeks of no time.
So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Let's see, what
You
else did I
should be.
play? Played Soul Calibur 4. Haven't played that in forever because I got 5
That
and
game's-
completely dumped 4. The mechanics on 3 and 5 are really similar, but 4 is like this weird place in the middle.
4 is the one with
that's
Yoda, right?
Kind of an asshole. Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
and Yoda's
And
an
Darth
asshole
Vader.
and great.
And Link
No,
on the.
no, that was the one before. That was 3.
Was that 3? Yeah, because the HD remake.
Because
that
3
they had Link, Heihachi,
and Spawn.
And Spawn, yeah.
Because I had the Xbox version.
I had the
And
PlayStation
Spawn
version.
was a fucking
And
monster.
Heihachi's a fucking dick.
What's
Dude.
a Soul Calibur?
Spawn
Shut
is a monster.
You know what really bugged me? Because Heihachi in the Tekken series, for people that don't know, I love Tekken
What's a
games.
Tekken?
Shut up. I love Tekken games.
Throws that guy
Yeah,
into a volcano.
that joke
Um,
actually is getting really old.
Throws that guy into a volcano.
Twice, actually.
And then,
Yes, twice.
And then that guy crawls out of the volcano and throws somebody else into the volcano.
Twice, actually.
And then Devil Jin.
Yes.
Yep.
So is that all you know about Tekken? So you're going to stop talking and interrupting?
Devil Kazuya.
No.
Angel Kazuya.
He's only interrupting because he has no idea what he's talking about.
I'm saying no now.
eye lasers.
Yes. I'll give you that one.
That's also in. God, fuck.
Every video game
Yeah,
ever.
that's also in the later iterations.
But I love the Tekken game. Heihachi's one of my Tekken games, plural.
Yeah.
Heihachi's one of my favorite players to play, one of my favorite characters to play. So going from, because Tekken was kind of innovative at the time because each button controls a limb.
Oh, so it's QWOP.
Shut up. No. It's Tekken. each of the face buttons control like left arm, left leg, right leg,
So it's Mortal Kombat 9.
which is something that hasn't happened at the time.
Fair enough.
What I'm talking about is like, yes, for Mortal Kombat there's a high low. Tekken was literally left right,
Right.
and that's how they bridged a lot of their combos.
Virtua Fighter do that?
No.
Okay.
But the Soul Calibur games, it's if you were to play it on a PlayStation, X is a like middle body vertical thing, or no, like a horizontal thing. Triangle is a vertically thing.
Okay, hang on.
Circle's like a
How do you want
something.
to? How do you want to describe this? Do you want to describe this in PlayStation controller or Xbox controller?
I know PlayStation better.
Okay, PlayStation controller. X would be your bottom button, which is guard. Which is guard.
Okay.
Circle would be kick.
Okay.
Triangle would be your
Vertical
attack, and and square would be your horizontal attack.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the example of Nightmare or Siegfried for the Soul Calibur guys, X would make his big sword go like this, left to right. Triangle would make it go uppy down. Circle would make him fucking Sparta kick people in the chest, and X would just make him guard people.
And X would block. Yeah.
So taking Heihachi from the completely split up system of left, right, and putting them in that environment was really fucking weird because
it made him way easier to play.
Especially for the Soul Calibur guys, because Tekken is a hard game to learn, to be proficient at.
Sure. It's one of the more technical games.
It's one of the more technical fighting
Well,
games.
actually, it's probably other than like Street Fighter 3, it is Tekken's probably the technical game.
Yeah, Virtua Fighter's definitely gotten up there here
What
recently.
with their like just frames and bullshit like that.
We
Well, they Dead or Alive.
Yeah, Dead or Alive can get kind of funky. But Virtua Fighter here recently, when it started getting Xbox releases, got really stupid, like really like complex, and I was just like, this isn't fun anymore. At least in Tekken, if you don't know the combos, you can still kind of button mash.
Yeah,
you'll find out something you can do. But
so you're really excited Killer Instinct's coming out.
Oh my god. $20.
I am.
It's only gonna be $20
for 8 characters,
or free
for 8 characters,
free for rotating.
And they are changing out and they're adding new stuff to it as it goes along.
I don't think it is
awesome.
I think it's currently 6 and it's going to be 8.
Well,
it's
it's
going to be 8 at launch. Is what they said.
Yeah. No,
it's going to be $20 for 8 at launch.
You get 6 and then access to the 2 Season 1 characters. So it will be 8.
Right.
Yeah. So you are paying for 8 characters. You get
right, but there's only 6
yes.
at launch.
Yes. Currently, we don't know yet.
But you don't pay extra for the 2.
No.
Right, okay. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
You are just talking about...
Well,
I'm talking about you're paying for 8 characters.
Sure.
Okay. As long as we are on the same page.
I believe that is accurate.
Yes.
No, I'm saying that is the case.
Well, I mean, they've got different ways for you to pay for stuff. So
you can
apparently that way is you get those. I don't know. I haven't looked that far into it, but apparently you can also buy them on like a per character basis.
Free is rotating character. $5 per character. $20 for 8. $60 for a physical copy of the game, the 8 characters, all the Season 1 skins, and the 2 side characters of Season 2.
Right. That was the other thing is that
I'm
like
all over this fucking game because I'm not going to own an Xbox One, but the person somebody does is the moment I spend $20.
Yeah.
Because I want
it's gonna be awesome.
Killer fucking Instinct.
Right. It was the costume things that was like you don't get all the costumes for the $20 package.
I am one of the crazy fucking stupid fucking Killer Instinct fanboys since the 64 Killer Instinct going, when am I going to get a new Killer Instinct?
Listen, my brain, today, I looked at my bank account and went, man, I get paid Friday.
Man, you should go get an Xbox
That means I could totally get an Xbox One. And then I was like, there's only one console that I bought at launch. And that was the Xbox Slim 360, or the short 360.
Yeah.
And that's because it wasn't a different console.
360S.
It was just, the 360S was just an improvement, and I knew that
it wouldn't be broken.
It wasn't going to break, and mine was getting really
We'll
close.
get to you in a minute, Sony.
And I knew that mine was getting real close. So I went ahead and I traded it in and got the new one that day, and it was 100% worth it. I've never ever had a problem with it.
Yeah, my like previously.
So I'm like,
like previously stated, the only console I ever got like in a launch window was the DS, but it's fucking mobile hardware. Like if they severely fuck that up, then what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
I had a very sneaking suspicion because when I withdrew my PS4 pre-order, I had a really sneaking suspicion that something was going to go down, because early adoption of a console is always kind of, to me, a poor idea.
What do you mean something's going to go down?
4%, rough estimate, 4% of PS4s in the launch window are bricks on arrival.
Yeah. That's a fact.
That's not totally surprising.
It's because...
And that's why I withdrew my pre-order.
It's because they put so many... they had to make so many that they, put them out at different companies to manufacture them. Because they do that.
Okay.
One of the workers at one of the companies actually admitted to purposely sabotaging these consoles because
console that went through there, or a huge chunk of the consoles, because they were so overworked and because they were so underpaid for what they were doing, basically slave labor, they bricked about 4% of the PlayStation 3's consoles.
So Foxconn is the company that the employee claimed to do. It's basically me sucking a lot of Sony dick, if this is true.
Oh, it's
which I could.
It's already been reported in a few cases.
Aren't they super busy, like bricking iPhones over there already?
Well, I mean, when you make people make things for super duper cheap, that's what.
Oh yeah, I mean that's just Foxconn though. Like there are plenty of like Chinese factories over there that do the same thing, but Foxconn is the figurehead of fuckery.
Yeah.
That's like, hey, we work these people 16 hours a week and they live on our factory campus and they eat the food that we tell them to eat and we pay them about 36 cents an hour.
Right. No, I mean, and that's very much the case.
Which is a really really bad idea, considering Sony is
what are they going to do? Make your life more miserable?
Yeah,
impossible.
Yep, Sony's kind of a fucking hard, very direct company, and if they're paying you a good chunk of money to produce something that they have dumped a lot of dev work into, and your employees are now willingly admitting that they've been purposely sabotaging an expensive product, I have a feeling Sony's going to be a little pissed off.
Sure.
I played more Borderlands 2, but not just old Borderlands 2. The new DLCs have come out.
Which ones?
Well, one, your level cap now goes to 72.
Okay.
Which is broken.
Okay.
I mean, not surprising. That's kind of what they did last time.
Sure.
Eventually, they just went, fuck it.
Well, yeah. Well, right. But
how else are you going to beat
awesome.
Comarax?
Listen, it's awesome. It's absolutely phenomenal because the ultimate Vault Hunter, the ultimate badass mode or whatever, it allows you, everything scales up with you, so you could just keep playing the game through, and everything just keeps scaling to you.
Right.
And that's really badass.
Okay.
Because you get legendary weapons at whatever level you are at the time when you go through it.
Right.
Instead of just having level 60 or level 50s and level 61s, you also have I've got a level 64 legendary for no fucking reason.
How silly have they gotten with how they're naming things? Are they now badass lightning skags? Have they doubled down on the badass names?
No.
Are they Are they infuriatingly ass rapey midgets or something?
No,
Bad Mother was my favorite.
They changed the. It's still badass, and then it goes up to ultimate badass and things like that. And that still stacks and scales, but things are just way harder to begin with.
Sure.
So
that's not surprising.
And they've just completely changed some of the names, like spitters. The spitter skags are there are vomiters now and things like that, or pukers.
Have they added new abilities to guys? Because I thought I saw some generic bandit guys just doing weird stuff that I hadn't seen before.
No, not that I can think of. They use more E weapons, I guess, than they did before.
This is the first round of DLC that's outside of the season pass.
Yeah,
that's why I haven't played it.
And this is the thing about that DLC. It's only $3.
Oh, is this just
a level cap?
Is it a level cap?
No. The level cap is free.
Is there things happening?
The level cap is free.
Okay, cool.
There is a $3 expansion.
Go play some Borderlands.
Well, actually,
Yeah,
I think
shit,
there's.
right.
I think
$3.
there's two. I think there's two.
I've got Steam dollars.
Are there
There
two
you go.
expansions?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm trying
You
to
tell
think.
me. It's your
Tiny
I know-
Tina was still.
I'm
in-
trying to, but I keep getting talked in my ear right here.
Yeah.
Tiny.
Tiny Tina was still in the season.
Yes,
pass.
it was.
That was the last one.
The one that I just recently got that was $3 was the Halloween special.
Oh yeah, I played that one. Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. There were like the candies were awesome.
This is me thumbing down that DLC.
You shouldn't, because it was a lot of fun.
It was a holiday cop out.
Who the fuck? Like, who'd you play it with?
Huh?
Were you by yourself?
No.
Who'd you play
I
it with?
have the internet. I play with everyone.
Oh, that's not any fun. You got to play it with people you enjoy playing it with.
Well, I did play with people I enjoy playing with. They're pretty
The
funny
internet?
guys.
Was it just
they're
randoms?
no, they're people on my Steam friends.
Oh, okay, that's different.
It was just a cop out DLC to me. Hey, it's the holidays. People are gonna pay for
It was
this.
$3.
All right, so Keith didn't like it. Dustin liked it.
Yeah, because it was fun.
Go on.
It was Borderlands,
It was okay. First of
which
all,
is inherently fun.
first of all, it had TK Baha in it
Yeah.
as a zombie.
No, it was definitely-
and that was fucking badass.
Yeah, it was more Borderlands,
Yeah.
which I'm always okay with.
Borderlands.
But when you come off, every single time a Borderlands expansion comes out, like, I guess because the expansions for the first Borderlands were so good, and then the expansions for
Two of them were.
what's the one that's not?
Claptraps.
Oh, the Robot Revolution.
Yeah.
That was hit or miss.
Yeah. It was mostly miss.
I did like killing the ultimate intergalactic ninja robot assassin guy at the end, though. He was, it was pretty funny.
I don't know that it justifies the rest of it.
The second Borderlands, all of the expansions up to Tiny Tina were missed for me. I was just like, this is boring, this is stupid, this is boring. Hey, Tiny Tina's fucking hilarious.
I liked Booty Bay.
Yeah,
I liked Scarlet's.
You like pirates.
But, well, yeah.
I thought Scarlet's was good. I haven't touched any of the other ones yet. I heard the Safari one was...
That one was the
that
was the killer.
Put your nuts
the
in
other
the
two,
vice.
the first two were okay. Oh, the first one was good. I liked the first one. The second one was... shit, I can't even remember the second one.
Wasn't it just the Safari?
No, that was the third one.
The first one was Scarlet's.
Oh, the second one was the Badass Creator, Bad Attitude.
Right.
And I thought that was hilarious. And it did some really cool things that I liked with the Torg machines.
Mm-hmm.
With the Torg
Oh,
points and stuff.
Yeah, hanging out with fucking Mr. Torg.
Torg!
Like,
Yeah,
he
awesome.
was funny.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a really funny DLC.
Yeah.
But after the Badass Creator, Bad Attitude, to go to the
Safari thing.
the hunting one, it was just
That one was garbage.
it was
Hammerlock's
just Hammerlock's
Safari
Safari was just it was lackluster to say the very least.
Borderlands.
It was a bunch of hey, kill 10 of this, kill 10 of this.
Borderlands
kill 10
has
of this.
built
Fuck
such
you.
a reputation of being spot on with clever humor,
Right.
and it's that humor that makes you ignore the fact that you are playing a game almost solely built on fetch questing.
Did you play?
So when you release a DLC that has basically more of the same Borderlands, that isn't nearly as clever as it needs to be,
Right.
it's gonna suck.
Did you play? Well, I'll give it this. The beginning of the story of that one really fucking sucked.
Of what, 2?
Of Borderlands 2's Hunter,
Okay.
the Hammerlock Safari. It was really fucking boring. But once you got closer to the end, it got really funny. Because the boss that you were after was completely incompetent and wasn't really a really good boss, and that was the whole funny thing about that whole
That's kind of how
side thing. And that it didn't redeem it for me, but it made it playable.
That's kind of how Dr. Ned's was for me.
Yeah, and Dr. Ned's.
Dr. Ned's Zombie Island, because
Yeah.
you're just shooting zombies.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
There's millions and bajillions of zombie shooters out there nowadays. So I was like,
Right.
okay, shooting zombies, this is kind of fun. People are humor, but the closer you got to actually facing off Dr. Ned,
Right.
who's hilarious, by the way,
Right.
it definitely built up to a good climax.
Right.
And you can basically get the best sniper rifle in the game after killing them.
Right.
That's always fun.
With that being said, I liked the holiday special. One, because it was $3 fucking.
Yeah, the $3. That's why.
Like-
That's how I justified it. It was only $3.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was only a very tiny expansion, but it was, for me, it was worth it. The only thing that I really didn't like about it were the final quest reward heads.
Mm-hmm.
Because every single one of them was a jack-o'-lantern.
Mm-hmm.
Every one. There wasn't like a jack-o'-lantern and like a witch and like... no, everyone was a jack-o'-lantern. And I thought that was a cop-out. Because they could have done, like, anything else.
Borderlands, you know how to do skins.
Yeah,
Shame on you.
like for everybody to have the exact same head, it was just kind
to
of...
give us 80 million...
and not even... And the jack-o'-lantern heads are all the same.
Yeah.
That's the thing that pisses me off the most. It's that you could make every one of them different.
Yeah. Like,
and they didn't.
Zeros could have, like, this weird cone going on.
Well, anything.
And shit.
Anything. And they just didn't. Well, I don't know that Zero... I haven't seen Zeros.
It'd be cool if...
But I've seen...
If the Sirens just had a pair of tits carved in it. So
I've seen the Commandos, the Sirens, and the Mechromancers, and they're all the same. I wouldn't imagine the other two or the other three would be any different.
I'd assume the Gunzerkers would be a little more fatter.
Well, that's the thing.
Do
Like, you
you
would
at
think it
least-
would be just something.
For the Mechromancer, do you at least get a jack-o'-lantern for your robot?
No.
And
And
that's
that's...
fucking up, 2K.
Anyway.
I'm sitting here having ideas, you
Or
guys, and
Gearbox.
dropping my phone.
Yeah, you are.
Good job.
Son of a bitch.
I really liked the... Did you play it on... What mode did you play it on? Did you play it on just True Vault Hunter or normal? Because we played it through on Ultimate Vault Hunter, where we were like level 50 and 40 something.
I want to say I was on... I can't remember.
And it was wild, dude.
I
like,
wanna
their
say-
skeletons were really hard to fight.
Yeah, I want to say I was on True Vault Hunter because I know I wasn't an Ultimate.
Yeah,
Vault
see,
Hunter.
we were in Ultimate, and there were...
But I was in
three
somebody
of us.
else's game, so I don't know.
There
I
were
honestly
three
can't
of
tell
us in Ultimate, and we just ran around and we're just like slaughtering everything. But there was so much more popping up. It was absolute fucking chaos, and it was awesome. And also the candies. Oh my god, the lemon candy. It just makes you super fast, and it makes all of your bullets super fast, and it makes your reload super fast, so everything is super fast, and you're just like, oh!
You know what that really reminded me of?
And if you have...
So it's like when you accidentally drink too much coffee.
It was an accident.
Or when you accidentally put a spoonful of instant coffee grounds in your face.
It's the
Good times.
the lemon candy is the best, especially when you have a conference
You
call.
know why that bugged me?
Or why?
General Knox did it already in the first one.
Well, right. It was a throwback.
No, it was a cop-out.
No, it was a throwback.
It's like we're going to take the same mechanic from a fully fleshed expansion and just put it in the
But that's the thing. I mean, they've had those buffs. Well, they've had similar buffs to that throughout the whole game. Yeah, they're like the little orbs with the spinny doodads.
Right.
I don't remember
We just
that
don't.
at all.
We just don't use them ever.
I don't remember that at all. Are you talking about the...
Or maybe it was just in Tiny Tina's. They've done it before in the game.
I haven't played
recently.
Tiny Tina's, so I can't.
I've only played through Tiny Tina's once. So
Dustin, I
can't
think
even-
you're high.
No,
couldn't-
it's
He looks like a cockatiel.
anyway.
I couldn't even accurately give you a frame of reference for Tiny Tina's because I played through it.
No, yeah,
once
I think
in
maybe it
one
was
day.
just. I think maybe it was. Well, it might have just been Tiny Tina's.
So what was the other DLC?
I don't know because I haven't played it
Oh,
yet.
you haven't played it yet. Okay.
If there was another one, I don't think it was. I think it was just the level
Yeah,
cap.
there's the
Oh, okay.
Ultimate Vault
Gotcha.
Hunter and then the
But,
Halloween thingy.
But
Halloween.
the candies were awesome, especially if you have the Swift Shred of Fire, which already shoots like
A bajillion bullets
20 bullets a second, and or the Conference Call, which shoots from 3 different directions.
Right.
It becomes absolute chaos. Yes, 3 different directions, RJ.
What?
One forward,
Uh-huh.
and then one from each side.
Oh, so that's what I saw you using?
Yes.
Okay.
And
It's
with
pretty silly.
And with the lemon candy, it's absolutely
That
fucking
sounds
ridiculous.
That sounds really dumb.
It's a lot of fun.
It's fucking Borderlands.
Yeah.
What part of that game is not
it's a lot
dumb?
of fun.
Does it at least like make a Skype or like a ringing noise every time you shoot it? It's like, bring.
No, that would be really fucking annoying because I shoot the shit out of that gun.
It's a fucking conference call. Guess what's really annoying? Fucking conference calls.
Well, yeah.
Or you should.
It
Just
doesn't
do-
have to be annoying. For
Or
me
you
to-
should just like every time you pull the trigger, it should just be somebody going, "Hello, can you hear me? Are we on?"
Yeah. Can
As long as it only did it the first time
All
I
right.
pulled the
Now,
trigger.
can
'cause I just
he
hold that
hear
shit
me,
Yeah.
or do I need to?
Or I mean, it would
You
just
can hear me,
it would
but can
talk
he
it would
hear
talk
me?
at you like the robot shotgun.
down. Listen, I threw that thing away immediately. Like,
More
I
bullets.
listened to all of its text,
More
and I was like, "This is great," and then I threw it away.
No, that
I didn't
gun's-
even sell it.
That gun's great.
The shield was funny too.
Eh. Anyways, you want to talk about
Black Flag.
Didn't
Okay.
we talk about this 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, Dustin's been doing kind of the
I
same
have
thing
done
for the last 2
way
weeks.
more in that game. Like, okay, at the last time I talked about it was the day after I got
He
it.
shoots a lot of boats.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or rather, it was I had played it for a day.
Okay.
The fantastic thing about that game,
The fantastic Mr. Fox.
Is that I have played it for the last 2 weeks, and RJ walked in the other day and goes, "So is this an assassin game or a pirate game?" And I said, and he goes, "'Cause all I see is pirate game." And I said, "Because that's all I like to play."
It's true.
It is the pirate part.
90% of the time I'm over there, it is him on a boat shooting other boats.
I'm telling you, Pirates of the
I'm
Caribbean.
on a ship
for the
shooting
Xbox,
other boats because they are pansies.
It's a ship.
It's
Quit
a
saying
ship.
boats. We're
I
gonna have
know.
this argument every fucking week if you keep saying boats.
Yeah, well, I'm going to keep saying boats.
Well, you shouldn't, because it's wrong.
Listen, until T-Pain shows up and said, "Never thought I'd be on a ship," I'm going to call it a boat.
Well, until T-Pain is on a pirate ship,
And technically,
should probably get it right.
technically, T-Pain was incorrect too. That was a yacht.
it was a yacht.
But I'm
Do
on
they
a
not
yacht.
all?
and
Did they not all? Listen,
It's going.
are all squares not also rectangles? Are all ships not also boats?
No.
No.
All right, whatever.
Anyway.
I honestly don't know.
Look this up afterwards.
I'm looking it up now. Continue, Dustin.
So, I really want a specific figurehead for my ship.
Oh, in the front.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
And,
gonna say, aren't you the figurehead? Aren't you? You
no.
are the captain.
No, I'm the captain, not the figurehead. That would be really... No, I take a...
God,
I
is there-
systematically take the captain of every ship and just rotate them out as figureheads.
I was going to say,
Because
like,
fuck them.
do you? So, real quick interjection. I'm sure there are no sirens, but Black Flag DLC. What if you had to go fight sirens and tie yourself to the front of your ship, as to not
That
be
would-
distracted by the sirens,
That would be really cool.
or the mast of the ship, I guess, which is where you would actually tie yourself.
I would mean... Well, yeah.
Everybody else has to plug their ears.
Who drives the ship?
Your first mate,
Who's a woman?
sure. She would not be swayed by the siren song.
Well, that's the only way...
Yeah, but
that's what I'm
letting-
saying. Somebody would have to...
but-
somebody would have to steer the ship.
Letting a woman on your ship is bad luck. though.
Exactly. Unless, of course, it's a woman who's dressed as a dude the whole game. Because that was fun. I was like, this is
Spoilers.
just a girl. I was like, this is a chick.
Just a girl.
This is a chick. This is a chick. The voice is a chick. She has her hair tied up. Like, why can no one else see this?
I can
I
see
know
her
they're not
boobs.
fucking retarded. No, you couldn't see her boobs.
She
Like,
pulled out her vagina.
that's the only thing. Is like you couldn't see her boobs, but everything else, it's like this is a chick. Why has no one else seen that this is a chick? And it finally got far enough into the game where you're talking or something, and she's in the background, like she cuts her thumb and like rubs it on her lips and like drops her hair down, and I'm just like,
Called it.
but it's like in the like sort of the side of the camera, so you don't see it. You just kind of see it happening.
Right.
And he goes, "Since when have you been a girl?" And she said, "Since always." And I was just like, "Oh man, you guys are retarded. You should."
I mean, background checks were different back.
Spoiler
with
alert:
pirates.
Blackbeard dies.
Didn't he do that in
Boom.
real life?
Yeah, he did.
God damn it.
Everybody
No,
does
he's
eventually.
Cyber Blackbeard. He's been alive all this time, frozen in ice.
Apparently, T-Pain was right.
All ships and stuff are boats.
No, but a yacht.
A yacht is considered a boat.
Yeah, a yacht is a pleasure boat, but a ship is not a boat.
Boom.
The most accepted definition, but it's not the most exact definition, is that boats can fit inside ships, but ships cannot fit inside boats. Thus,
Boom.
ships are not boats. Weird box logic going on here.
Now, okay, so basically what it's saying is, I have all of my upgrades. I take out gunboats accidentally.
Yeah,
I've seen him do it.
I have also.
Um,
You also have a really dumb ship charge, which is the dumbest shit I've seen in the entire game.
Man. Okay, so I was under the impression, because I have no idea had no idea what community challenge means, because fuck you, Ubisoft.
Is it like community chest?
No.
Damn.
Yeah, you land on free
This is my
ship
biggest
parking,
this is
and
my
then
biggest fucking rage about this game.
free porting and then free docking.
Is they show you everything you can get in the game
Yes.
that isn't DLC.
Yes.
Like that isn't immediate or like isn't DLC that is to come.
Yes.
So you know what you're shooting for.
I've seen this
Yeah,
menu.
so you know what you're shooting for.
For it must be true.
The figurehead that I want is there, and it says unlock via community challenges. And there are community things that you can do, like there are white whales that you can find, and you can harpoon the white whales, and that's a lot of fun. There are chests that are like there are community chests.
Hey!
Yeah.
Do you
and
get to
they're
pick
basically just blue on your
drink?
map, and you find them, and all your whenever you find that chest, all the people on your friends list can now see it,
Do you get to draw
and
a
that's
card?
pretty cool. Well, you get a lot of good loot, so that's kind of like that.
Okay, I'll take it.
Um,
I'm complacent about pirating.
so I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's. I want the figurehead from a specific ship,
Yes.
and it's a legendary ship.
Queen Anne's Revenge.
No, it's the Impoluto. Yeah, it means the pristine or something
Yeah.
It's
like
the empanada.
that. And
Empanadas are delicious.
and I saw this
Very
ship.
flaky ship.
I saw this
Got a
ship, and
nice
it said
crust to
level
it.
75, and it had red over it, and I was like, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to take out this ship. Let's do it. And it wrecked the shit out of me, like, literally drove directly into me.
It's
Like,
really funny.
and just slaughtered me,
Basically-
like, instantly.
What it looks like is these ship fights are basically just like boss fights, and they each have specific like ways in
Oh,
which
yeah,
they
the
deal
legendary.
with
The legendary ship fights are each, like, specific, like, almost, yeah, boss fights. That specific ship was, it likes to ram you, and if it turns towards you, its heavy shot is fucking devastating. So you can't get too close, you can't get, but it's really fast, so it will chase you down if you try to run away.
right.
There's one that you have to fight two ships, and they like to flank you and just shoot into the middle. And so you have to kind of get outside of one and just blast both of them. There's a ghost ship, which was a fun fight, but I destroyed the shit out of it.
What?
It had really raggedy flags, and it was in a deep, dense fog, so you could only barely see it when you got far away from it.
Did you
or
cross the
too far.
streams?
What do you mean? You mean with the other two ships? Or you mean with the ghost ship?
It's just a ghost ship.
I mean,
That's a bad joke, Keith.
That was a good joke.
You should have been like, did you get a high tension wire and cut it in half? Because that would have been a better ghost
that's
ship
ghost
joke.
ship joke. Anyway, and then there was one ship.
Ghostbusters is perfectly applicable for ghost ships.
There was one ship, and this is the only other legendary ship.
Did you fight it with the Statue of Liberty?
When you attack this ship, you cannot hit anything but the ass end of it.
Yeah.
It is invulnerable
It's very
to
bad.
anything but the ass end.
That's a bad ship.
It sucked because it had like 1 billion guns on each side, and mortars, and it just fired mortars at you all the time.
So getting behind it was a pain in the
So getting behind it was a pain in the ass.
It was a
because,
pain in
yeah,
the aft.
It was a pain in the aft. We kept making aft jokes.
Doo-doo-ts.
Yeah, we kept making aft jokes the whole time. It was great.
Hey, girl, let me get in that aft.
Yeah.
Pull over, that aft is too fat.
Shake that aft, bitch, and let me see what you got.
Let me ask you a question.
But every other ship was easy as shit.
Right.
And that was, like, the first one that I had to fight was the only one that I had a hard time with.
Alright, what else happens in that game other than
Ship fights?
boats?
I mean,
Assassin's
you get to meet
Creed stuff.
you get to meet really cool pirates in that one. I mean, you get to meet Black Bart, you get to meet Calico Jack, who's kind of an who's a huge asshole. You get to meet Blackbeard and Mary Reed and Anne Bonny and fucking James Kidd.
And no Captain Jack Sparrow.
No Captain Jack Sparrow.
Good.
So yeah, I mean it's great.
Calico Jack Sparrow.
I mean, Calico Jack has a very rum-swilled personality, but he's also a huge fucking dick. Like he just straight takes a ship. Charles Vane.
So
you get
he's
to meet Charles Vane.
So he's
that's
Captain
cool.
Jack Sparrow minus the Disney.
I would say he's no.
Is he Quentin Tarantino's Jack Sparrow?
No, not even remotely. He's otherwise he's a really incompetent jackass, but there's the one time in the game where you're just like, fuck this guy, and he, like, maroons you, and that sucks.
Oh, so he's that other guy.
Like Barbosa,
That guy.
except not as competent.
Right.
Assassin's Creed 4 has a very small Assassin's part, as of right now.
As
like,
you've seen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, and I've played, I'm in, like, Chapter 10 or Chapter 11 or something. You are not an assassin.
Well, poop.
You are also not a Templar. When I was a Templar, quote-unquote, I wasn't actually a Templar. I was just... I had just killed a Templar who was actually an assassin's... who was actually an assassin who had betrayed the assassins to become a Templar, and I had killed him and taken his gear. So I was just a pirate in assassin's gear pretending to be a Templar.
Oh.
Yeah. It was a weird, super leveled thing.
Yo,
anyway,
dog, I heard you like Ubisoft.
yeah. So you're not a Templar. You're not an assassin. You are completely in it for your own game. You are a pirate.
Sweet.
You learn from assassins. You have assassin's blades. You are accompanied by assassins in parts of the game.
How'd you get the blades if you're not an assassin?
You get them from a Templar,
Dick.
right?
Way to ruin the order, ass.
He gives you the blades because he goes, "You're gonna need these, like, to fight to protect us from any assassins that might show up because because he thinks that you are the assassin who
Defected
to the Templars.
Tracking.
Yeah, so he gives you the blades that he got off of another assassin that he killed.
He's not being stupid. He genuinely thinks that.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
The thing that I found disappointing is that you can't, like, whistle snap your fingers and point at a ship and have somebody pop out of their crow's nest.
Yeah, I thought that would have been really cool. That's actually, yeah. Like in, Brotherhood?
Yeah.
When you would just hit the button and then they would just drop from the sky and destroy everything.
Brotherhood and Revelation.
Yeah, Revelations did it too.
They took it out of 3, didn't they?
Or
do they keep it in
no. I think it's in 3, because you can still you can still have people in 3, I think.
So everything post Brotherhood.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for
I liked it. I used it a lot.
No, Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh,
no,
I like that too.
I like the spawn and symbols. Yeah, all that stuff.
Just ghetto bird and then
No, I think
and then
I
out of the
think- I
hay.
think they
out
did
of a
take
hay
that.
and assassin.
I
just
think they
goes
did take
snuffs that
out of 3.
motherfucker out. Yeah, I don't think that's in there
I
in
don't
3.
think
Because
But it was
they replaced it with like the multi-million man combat in 3.
right, exactly, and
They're like shoving.
I really
60 million
enjoyed
people
3,
on
but the
screen.
reasons I really enjoyed 3 are now the only reason I play 4, and that's naval combat.
Right.
And I noticed the first day I picked it up, I was like rank 143,000 by the end of the day in whatever, and by yesterday I was ranked like 40,000. Because I just keep slaughtering ships and people and all of their everything, so my most feared pirate has actually gone up to, like, now I'm, like, ranked 22,000 or something.
Sweet.
And I was just like, man, I am killing a lot of people.
What year is it?
It's, right now it's 1719. But time has progressed. It was 1710 the last, like, time progresses a lot.
9 years. Holy shit.
Yeah, at least, I think. Like, you are on a ship.
Well,
like,
yeah.
Like, it takes time to go places not in-game, but in the ocean.
Right.
So, story-wise, the game has to progress
Right.
over a long period of time.
You go out to sea, nothing really happens when you're by yourself, so when you come back, that's when all the cool stuff happens. So
Right.
it's a dumps a year.
Right, exactly.
Dustin, how much is this game Wind Waker?
I don't have a hook shot yet. Emphasis on yet, because I get the rope dart eventually.
Cuba's not flooded.
Cuba's not flooded.
Yet.
That doesn't happen.
Yet.
Not to your knowledge.
No, I'm pretty sure that doesn't happen.
Okay.
The piece that the Templars are looking for in this one, because I remember we talked about that the last time. I wasn't sure where the main story came into play.
Right. Because you were too busy being a fucking pirate.
And
Well, because I hadn't gotten that far in the actual main story yet for them to actually pop me out of the Animus.
Right.
They physically popped me out of the
I always
Animus
forget
2 or
that's
3
a
times
thing.
now. Yeah. And
you know what? Ubisoft seems to be forgetting the same fucking thing.
Well,
so
no,
don't worry about it.
No, they've popped me out 2 or 3 times now. And
Is the Animus shaped like an Xbox One?
No, it's
it's
just
a computer, and you strap
with
an Oculus
a huge
Rift on.
monitor. Yeah, and you strap on an Oculus Rift. But
I'm okay with this new Animus again.
they pop me out. They are after what's called the Observatory. Which basically is, if you have anyone's blood, you can then observe them. Anything they're doing, anytime, anywhere. So that's the piece this time. It's not the control, it's the sight. All you need is a drop of their blood.
This is ancient magic-y shit.
You know
right?
what?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the Apple
like
of
the
Eden.
Apple.
You know what?
Yeah, okay.
I can't wait for Watch Dogs because at this point, fuck Assassin's Creed.
Listen, if you weren't into the originals, and
No, I was super into the
I
originals.
was super into
The-
the
I mean,
originals.
And they keep...
first of all, as somebody who
I want to go murder the Pope again.
As somebody who
was-
went,
You
that was
remember
cool,
when
yes.
those games were great.
Listen, as somebody who's played through it from the very first one and like went through all of the detailed side shit to get the crazy back, like ridiculously in-depth stuff, and it wasn't just force-fed to you like Juno was. Like, you actually had to look through it. You had to get the little symbols to figure out about Subject 16 and all that shit.
Sure.
Like, as somebody who went through that and went through all the puzzles and made an effort, the story to me is still there. And it wasn't, like, I didn't feel that way in 3.
Yeah, 3.
I did not feel that way in 3. There was a piece that you were looking for in 3, but it wasn't near as prevalent.
I was kind of falling off during Revelations and Bloodlines, and then or Revelation and Brotherhood. Here we go again.
Yeah.
And then Assassin's Creed 3 came out, and I watched some of it being played, and I was just like, I'm so over this, because I played the holy fucking fuck out of the first one, and I found like all of the special tickets to get the 1 and 2 in.
Right.
And then I played the holy bejesus out of 2, and then I played a little bit of Brotherhood, and then I was just like, you know what? I'm bored with Assassin's
3
Creed.
was way more about Desmond than it was about Connor Kenway.
Yeah.
It was way more about the stuff that he was finding in the present with Juno, with Minerva,
well, then
and stuff.
Then I might actually enjoy 3.
Yeah, it was way more about Desmond popping out and doing the Desmond-y things in between the segments.
That was what was bugging me so much about like these add-on sequel-y jiggers to friggin' 2. Is that I wanted, because at the end of 2 they climaxed they built Desmond up so much, and then like they're just like black screen. It's like, no, you can't do that.
What everybody thought was going to happen at the end of 2 was they were going to make another one. Like one more game, and then they were gonna come out and make all right, you're an assassin, you're Desmond, you are in the present.
Turns out they're never going to do that.
They're never going to do that because Desmond is dead.
Well,
spoiler alert: Desmond is dead.
Well, they
just completely dead.
No, they could have, but they decided to make Assassin's Creed 3 instead.
No, I'm saying Ubisoft has come out and said that a modern day Assassin's Creed game is totally infeasible.
Not to, because they don't want to overshadow Watch Dogs.
No, because they were saying like building a believable modern day space and like designing weapons and stuff.
Do you really
want
to climb for an hour and a half just to get to the top of a skyscraper? No.
You make Batman gear, and then you latch into the inside and it goes.
Hold on.
Shoots you up.
Finish your statement.
They were talking about like making weapons and stuff that like makes sense is totally infeasible. Basically, going from like old school guns to basically dealing with, hey, we've got actual guns. Would be, you're looking at me like you want to shove. God, what is that game? Down my throat. Fuck. What's the running game?
Oh, Mirror's Edge.
Mirror's Edge, the game that
wasn't a shooter.
That? I mean, it could have been.
I mean,
but here's the thing:
you
want to
talk about Brink?
All the things you had just said,
it wasn't great.
Minus climbing buildings, is Watch Dogs.
Well, sure.
They're not doing it because they don't want to give a parallel for Watch Dogs.
Oh yeah, I know.
I mean, I wasn't saying I wasn't. But
the question is, were they
wasn't
thinking
about
what
Ubisoft has said. That's what it is.
My question is, but were they thinking about that initially? Were they thinking, no, fuck that, we're not going to do Desmond, we're just going to do an entirely different franchise?
Watch Dogs been in development for years.
Well, I mean, I don't
Tons
think...
of years.
I do not think for a second that Desmond could make it. I don't think that Desmond's character could pull off the type of character you would need to make that work.
I think,
because Desmond dying was the best thing that happened to the Assassin's Creed franchise.
I kind of agree, only because I believe the way that they presented Assassin's Creed for so many years, which is literally Desmond living somebody else's life, it doesn't give Desmond, especially for the first game. For the first game, Desmond had a lot of interaction with that chick in the lab.
Yeah, Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy. But there wasn't he didn't get a lot of screen time. He's never gotten a lot of screen time up until around the end.
He got a lot of screen time, but there wasn't anything for you to do.
Right.
Like you got out of the Animus every chapter, but
Yeah.
you had to go lay down in your bed or change your clothes.
There was nothing.
Or
Those
fuck around on the computer.
I feel like the first Assassin's Creed, the Desmond segments there were purely to remind you that you're not playing as Altair.
Right.
You're playing as
You're
Desmond, playing as
Desmond.
Altair.
So the end of the first two games had great revelations about the character, but like the simple I'm killing Dustin right now. The simple fact that it took them from the first game where they had like all of this interesting information about Desmond, and they actually built Desmond a bunch in the first game. Like, hey, here's your family. Your family, was in this area. Then they went blackout, and then you don't run that situation basically doesn't get brought up again until
Until
Revelations.
And that's what I was.
his dad shows up.
And that's what I was trying to
and
say.
he's a Templar.
And that's what I was trying to say. Like in the first game, he gets a lot of you get a lot of that interaction between Lucy and Desmond, and you get to hear a lot of the backstory. And they tried to give him credible character development,
Right, but
then the second one, they're kind of just like, well, now we're gonna bust you out of Super Mega Corp, and we're just gonna
Put you in this van.
put you in this van and plug you in every so often when we need you to do shit.
if you play the game through and you do not play it deeply, then the game is about Desmond. If you play the game through and you play the game and you get the side stuff, the game is about Abstergo and what Abstergo wants.
Yeah, and no,
I don't think the game is ever about Desmond.
But you've played it through at least deep enough to understand that there is a deeper purpose behind this. And Abstergo was using Desmond to get to the apple.
I'm perfectly
using
capable,
Desmond to get to the next pieces.
Yeah, I'm perfectly capable of approaching the Assassin's Creed series and recognizing the fact that there is a lot of layers going on.
Oh yeah,
between
it's
Abstergo,
super deep.
all of the past peoples you play as, because if you don't get, especially when Ezio starts seeing Altair and visions, and you're not into what's going on with Ezio and Altair, I didn't really
fucking Inception as shit.
Yeah, I didn't really give a shit about Connor. And what's going on with Desmond. If you can accept those three basically paralleling conflicts, it really gives you that chance to choose your own expectations for where Ubisoft is going to take the series. My expectations was, and it's because Ubisoft kind of set themselves up for it, is I started to look at it more shallow, because not only was it what I wanted, it's what I thought they were going to do. In Assassin's Creed 2, when Desmond starts learning how to be an assassin from being an assassin in the past, and you start climbing on shit and doing crazy shit as Desmond, that's when I stepped back and went, they might do a Desmond game, and that would be cool. Then they didn't do it, and that's why I didn't play through.
The thing about a Desmond game would be that if they did it, he would have to be Altair meets Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. He would have to be Black Ops Navy SEAL. Nobody ever sees him ever, because there are just too many instances where he could get shot in the face and just be done. He would have to never, ever be seen.
Wasn't there one
Dude,
real
this is
world...
video games. There's perfect examples of being able to suspend the disbelief.
Wasn't there one real world assassin encounter, or assassin versus Templar encounter, and that dude had blades, and don't you just kill him?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was actually several.
Well, he's talking about the one where the other subject like you actually go into Abstergo, and you're like in the high office, and then the dude is there just waiting for you, and you have to fight him.
Right.
And yeah, that.
I think they could make a modern day game. Like, yes, it would be weird. You'd have to ride around guns and stuff, but the 2 times they've actually had you fight people in the real world, they had shock batons and wrist blades.
Yeah, I don't even think you'd have to write around guns. Like,
that's because the initial. Well, I mean, I agree. You don't necessarily have to write around guns. You can just write it in the fact that they don't want to kill.
They don't want to kill their subject.
They don't want to kill their subject. He's the key. Blah blah blah. But the thing is, like, and that's it. They had stun batons, and they didn't kill you because they were still trying to get you back.
Right.
The thing that they went, they killed Desmond. They kill him. He's dead.
They didn't need him anymore.
They don't need him anymore.
They found a way.
And the thing is, and the way out of it is, well, now they have his blood. So now they can test 1 billion people on this project if they wanted to.
Right.
And use his blood to find any fucking thing they want.
I think a direction that could have ended similarly, and I
think it's interesting that he died without Abstergo control. Like,
he
just died.
I know a lot of people would hate it if this happened. I would be perfectly okay with it if they did make the Desmond game and he still died, and then they made Assassin's Creed 4.
I mean, sure.
I mean, been okay with that as long as it made sense in the continuity. The thing that bothers, I just think the thing that bothers me...
I once wanted it very, very much, and I think that there are a lot of ways they could have done it, and I agree with that.
Yeah, the only difference between the guns they have in the game and the guns we have now is ours are automatic, and we have rounds that can penetrate the sound barrier. You still got to account for gun. It needs anti-aliasing.
It's honestly gotten better. I find the lack of cutscenes helps.
Because the cutscenes just let you look at things.
Yeah, the cutscenes would look really fucking pretty, if it wasn't for the fact that the shadows are kind of grainy.
That's why Witcher used pre-rendered.
There are a lot of things where it's like, I really wish that this looked as good as it could, but it still looks really pretty.
Because Assassin's Creed, like Dustin said, can get away with some of the edging problem stuff while you're in the moment.
Honestly, yeah, the edging stuff after playing it for 2 weeks, I hardly notice it anymore. The sun, like, it's kind of like,
you get used to it.
It's kind of like, oh, the sun's coming through the trees. Like,
yeah.
it's that sort of aspect to you. At that point, you just...
For the first hour of playing Snake Eater on a 3DS, because they obviously downscaled it a bit from PS2 to 3DS, for the first, hour or so, I was just like, because the Snake Eater is one of those games that literally pushed the PS2.
Yeah.
It was just like, hey, I mean, Hideo Kojima's been doing it for years. So watching it on this tiny little screen and little grainy problems here, I actually had a frame rate tank at one point, which I've never seen happen on a cartridge-based game ever in my life. Because I just set off 2 explosive barrels at the same time, blew up 3 guys, and my frame rate went.
I mean.
And I was just like, whoops.
There have been games that have done that in the past.
I'm saying personally, I've never seen it. Yeah. On
the old Nintendo slowdown. On
oh, dude, I don't even remember
Super Nintendo games.
I played Killer
Instinct. You gotta
Instinct.
remember, he's a little bit younger.
I played Killer Instinct and Mario on my Super Nintendo. Okay. That was it.
But anyway, Black Flag's awesome. Anything I said about it last time, it's a great game. Period.
Cool.
Hands down. It is now my Grand Theft Auto of the ocean.
Can you jack boats?
Can
you buy garages?
I can board them.
Oh.
And then I can use them to my leisure. I can use them to repair my ship. I can use their crew to drop my wanted level, which is why it's the Grand Theft Auto of the ocean.
Okay.
Because if you don't drop your wanted level, then hunters will come after you, which is completely trivial now because I'm a monster.
Oh, okay.
I've one-shot hunters now.
So
I'm just like, oh, what's that? You're right up next to me, and you think you're gonna, heavy shot. It's like, have you ever seen, what is it, the third Pirates of the Caribbean movie, where the dude is, walking down the ship as the ships flank him, and, cannon fire is going off, and, cannons are flying past his head, he's just walking down all smooth and shit, fire's coming up, and things are exploding. It's like that, except it's just one ship, and it's my ship, and I'm blowing them up.
Sweet.
Fuck them. But let's see. And then the third option is I can recruit them to my fleet, which was the Uplay thing. I have Uplay already. It's a sign up, no problem.
Right.
You know, no fee or anything like that. And it just allows you to unlock that piece of the game, which is kind of trivial and pointless. But it was good for me early on to get a little extra scratch, so I could buy a few upgrades and things that I needed. One thing that's kind of annoying to me is treasure maps. Well, not treasure maps. Upgrades. The final upgrade to most of the things on your ship require elite plans. So I needed to get the elite plans for round shot and things of that nature. To find a bunch of them, I had to do the diving bell stuff, which I wasn't far enough in the main quest to do yet. And I didn't know that.
Right.
So I got my thing, most of my stuff all the way up, and then it's like elite plan, and I'm never going to be able to take out this legendary ship without these elite plans. So I actually went far enough in the mission, this main story, to get the diving bell, so that way I could do all those missions, just so that way I could defeat the ships. And guess what? Totally worked.
Well, there you go.
And again, that's why I'm a monster now. And my ship has gold on it. Yeah, the cannons are gold, the wheel is gold, the mortars are gold. Everything's fucking gold. Except the stuff that I don't have yet. But I will. I'm really excited about it. It's a lot of fun.
Do you have spinners?
No.
Well, then we're transitioning.
There's no wheels. Well, I mean, like a spinner on my actual steering wheel.
Spinner on your
That
anything.
would be dope. It's the only wheel. So.
You know what else is dope?
What?
This first news article.
What about what RJ played?
Fucking
I've been staring at it for like an hour. I want to talk about
Oh,
it.
that's because he pulled it up.
Asshole. Hey, RJ, what have you been playing?
Fucking video games. Well, I've been playing a bunch more NBA 2K14, specifically the My Career mode, because I backed off the LeBron mode because I was getting sort of bored with it to some degree, / I hadn't been playing the game at all anyways. So I went back to the My Career mode because I found out that they added the, like, 3-point shot and dunk contest to the game.
Right.
And I wanted to finally check that out because I felt that was a thing that's been severely missing for the last 2 years.
Has that ever really been in a professional NBA game before?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, not to my knowledge.
So
Can you do it as like just a thing in the main menu, or do you have to do it through your career?
Don't know. But I totally made a new character and then cheated a bunch and gave him like way too many skill points at the beginning. So
yeah, cheat engine.
He's a total monster, and it's fun. And also the games are a lot closer because I didn't make him a 3-point shooter, so the games aren't like completely biased to me anymore. Like I've actually lost a couple, even though I've been doing good because I'm only been getting 2 points at a time and not 50. I mean 3. So I've been doing that. I played some Path of Exile.
Yes, I'm totally about that. I figured out why that wasn't working for me.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Because after you link it to your Steam account, they want you to confirm again.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to go verify through your email. So that's a Diablo game.
Yep.
That's a Diablo game that's got a skill tree that is sort of like the Final Fantasy X skill tree.
The sphere.
But way more massive.
But way bigger, and you will not fill all of it out.
Gives me a headache.
It's super... So it's just a giant map, and you start in one of 7 positions, depending on what your class is. And those classes don't have skills in and of themselves. You get skill gems, and the skill gems level up,
right.
And those gems have to go into sockets, and different weapons have different sockets, but you can also upgrade the weapons, and you can change the colors on the sockets, and certain gems are support gems, and they can only work if they're connected to other gems through the weapon, but you can bridge those
it's
things,
like,
and then you can craft stuff.
It's Diablo mixed with Final Fantasy VII mixed with Final Fantasy X. No, it's literally what it is.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got a lot of systems.
Yeah, when it comes to the skill and weapon upgrading system, more or less.
At the end of the day, though, you're clicking on stuff and then it's exploding.
Which is never boring.
No. I found it pretty entertaining. Like, you know, I'm not going to say any part of it has been super unique so far, but it's got a storyline It's got a storyline that's like doing stuff, and you don't have to pay money to play it.
There you go.
So, and they do have these like events that have been going on where it's like 1 hour solo or something, and I kind of want to investigate them because...
Do you have to pay for them?
No, but there's like a sign up. There's like a really short sign up window, and then the event actually happens, and you seem to only have like an hour to sign up for the event. And they're like once a day or once every 2 days or something.
Right.
But I haven't been able to get into one yet, so I want to see what that's about because it sounds sort of interesting.
I do see on your desktop that you have Democracy 3.
Yeah, I played some of that.
Was it everything that I described?
Yeah, I stared at bars for about 3 hours and then said, man, I never want to look at any of these bars ever again.
Welcome to Super Menu Simulator
Jesus
2013.
Christ. Like, no, I did really, really well at it.
Yeah.
And then I went, I don't want to do this anymore.
I've played it once.
Welcome to the life of a politician.
It was really fun for about 3 hours.
Did you...
I didn't want to do it anymore.
Did you have any success keeping people's loyalty up? Because I felt like loyalty was like a temporary resource for your cabinet members that was just eventually going to burn off and then they were going to be worthless to you.
Oh, you mean the points that your cabinet members give you?
Yeah.
I
could never keep them steady.
Well,
Like they would just slowly like become less and less loyal to me, and then be worthless. And I was like, oh great. So eventually, like halfway or 3/4 of the way through my first term, I was just like, there are policies that I can literally never pass because I don't have enough cabinet members.
If you're gonna
get me enough maximum points,
I did notice if you're gonna do the big policy changes, you gotta do them early.
Yeah.
It's like actual politics.
Yep. So because one of the first things I did, I think we touched on it before, was I made alcohol legal for all ages. And nobody on my cabinet liked that.
Prohibition.
So
no anti-prohibition. He said legal for all ages.
Oh, legal.
Legal.
I thought you said illegal.
No, legal. So not prohibition.
Complete and total freedom.
And then
anarchy.
And then I made automatic weapons legal for the general populace.
Did you tax the fuck out of them?
Fuck yeah, tax stuff. Which it buffed my money.
Revenue stream.
Because I just taxed the shit out of alcohol, but 3-year-olds were also buying it. So
of course they were.
Wait a minute. How did the 3-year-olds get to the liquor store or the grocery store?
Slowly.
Big wheel. Big wheel. They shouldn't be drinking and driving.
Well, see, they had a 40 in one hand, riding their big wheel, swinging around an AK-47. It was beautiful. Right. But after I did that, nobody on my cabinet liked me, so I had to reset.
Yeah.
You can do it's really fun. I found the most fun trying to take a country with set things and just trying to fuck it up.
Sure, I could see that.
Like trying to turn Australia into a police state.
What else did I do? Or other stuff. I played some more Hearthstone.
How's that going for you?
I don't know, man. I'm fucking terrible at the arena. Like, the arena is such a clusterfuck.
Dude, I won like 2 in the arena the other night.
I've been 0-3ing the arena like consistently since the first time I did it.
I got lucky and drew a mage.
It's just bad. It's just like I've been doing poorly. Other than that, I played some Space Base.
Oh, I love Space Base.
Like
that game just
it's fun to fuck around with.
Tell them to hurry up.
Oh, and I played some more Dota because Dire Tide's back, and they put in 2 new heroes.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they put in.
So that's why Steam's been asking me to patch Dota.
Probably they put in the Ember Spirit and the Earth Spirit, which are the other 2 spirits along with Storm Spirit.
Have you actually played them?
No, I have not. But they're fucking weird.
I have also not played them because I haven't patched my Dota.
They're fucking weird. But I did play some more Dire Tide, and that is still Dire Tide. You still want characters that can blink and run around the map. Anti-Mage is still great, as it turns out. I can look at my Steam list, but I think that's it. I really still need to go back to... I was totally going to go back to Tomb Raider and play some more, but then somebody was borrowing my 360 controller to play Borderlands, and I wasn't going to be like, hey, give me my fucking 360 controller back. So news. Do it, Keith. Do whatever thing you're going to do.
In the news...
Okay. So the Stanley Parable is getting a narrator in Dota 2.
I'm so excited.
Which means I might have to buy another narrator.
I'm going to buy you that narrator.
Because
I'm going to gift you Steam Cash.
Because...
Can you do that?
Maybe. Or you could just...
Because I'm not going to waste money on Dota because I don't play it enough.
I was going to say you could just buy it in the Dota client and then trade it to me.
Okay.
That's a thing you could do. Which is really funny because I could see that narrator being interesting. And the only other narrator I bought, or the only other announcer I've bought is the Bastion narrator. So I'm going to go from one narrator to another, I guess.
I can foresee... Because the Stanley Parable's narrator, if anybody hasn't played it, he is a...
And the carry went down the off lane. No, the off lane.
He's also... And when you do something that isn't quite too standard, he's a very...
I mean, the best...
Dickish.
He's a very
snarky.
Yeah, he's a very reserved and snarky.
He's super British.
super British.
It's a good word.
Yeah. Longhorn Snarkhouse.
So that sounds hilarious.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Boom!
Fallout 4 has been trademarked by Bethesda, so surprising no one, they're going to make another Fallout game.
Well, because if they didn't, there were...
I wonder where it's gonna be.
They need to go ahead.
I'm gonna bet on the West Coast.
They need.
Oh my god, how
needs
fun
to be
would
in
it
the West
be?
Coast.
How fun would it be to play Fallout Soviet Russia?
Also, it seems like they're moving the timeline up a bunch because the thing that I saw said it was going to be in 2299, which is sort of a long time after anything else has happened, as far as I'm aware.
That could be really fun
in the Fallout universe.
Man, I was really hoping to see because throughout Fallout 3, all you heard about was how the Brotherhood of Steel is basically taken over the West Coast.
Yeah.
So I was always hoping that they just, because the West Coast is it's not necessarily untouched by the Fallout, by the nuclear explosions, but it's a little more well off than the East Coast.
I thought it was.
Which would explain
why.
why.
I thought. Okay, so the East Coast is the one that's like super fucked by super mutants, and the West Coast is like less fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that would be...
Thus Fallout 3, being on the East Coast,
right,
is super fucked and crawling with super mutants.
It would also make way more sense in the Fallout universe if the West Coast was being controlled by the Brotherhood, because they're all about technology. And if things were relatively less fucked, they could get a lot more technology.
New California Republic.
Yeah. God, what if you could become the president of the New California Republic? And then you launch a campaign to take back the country.
And then you shoot down aliens with your Eagle fucking plane.
Sure.
Womp, 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 womp,
You just,
womp.
yeah, I was going to say, you just become the Saints Row boss.
Yeah.
Great. So State of Decay is getting DLC, the long-term survival pack, which is apparently coming out with new characters and weapons.
Tight.
But is also focusing on increased difficulty. I still haven't beaten State of Decay, so I can see that this is...
I still haven't bought State of Decay, even though it's officially launched now, which is awesome.
Yeah, which probably just means it has keyboard and mouse support.
Oh, it does. It definitely does. That was one of the things
I think that was like the only thing that they were saying it was early access because of, was like, yeah, it doesn't have this like one thing.
And some bugs.
Probably. So yeah, they're gonna put that out. I don't know. It sounds cool. I like State of Decay.
I liked Dead Rising's long-term survival mode. Like, that was a lot of fun when you could just see how long you could last.
Against
things just got
hordes and
so
hordes of
progressively
zombies.
harder. Yeah.
Oh, apparently they're putting like leaderboards and stuff into it.
Oh, sweet.
So that's a thing. So Des Bryant did a cool thing.
Pays for Strangers PS4 at a Walmart.
Aw.
Yep.
How cute.
Des Bryant went to Walmart and I think bought several, or paid for several people's, PS4s.
You know, it'd be really ironic.
So
all the ones he paid for were bricks.
Fuck the Cowboys, but good on Des Bryant.
Yeah, awesome. Funny thing, going back to the PS4 brick thing.
Yeah.
Because it's so difficult to replace PS4s right now, obviously, because nobody has any anymore.
Except for the Sony stores, apparently.
Except for the Sony stores, yeah. Amazon's just offering full refunds.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's...
They're like, you can either buy it again later or buy something else.
That's funny.
It's depressing.
I haven't read any of this news. You guys want something? I'm just gonna stand there. Strangle or harder?
No, they're twin scarfed. They're Siamese connected at the scarf. Mostly dead is slightly alive. Oh.
That's exciting for me. I don't have either of those.
Best Buy wants your trade-ins.
Yeah, so we talked about the Alienware thing before.
What Alienware thing?
About how they were giving people $200 cash back for their consoles if you bought a new Alienware thing. So now Best Buy is offering bonus dollars for your old consoles.
For the new ones.
For the new ones. Well, actually, they're just gift cards. They're just $100 gift cards.
Right, it's the price of it, whatever their trade-in value is, and then they also give you a $100 gift card.
Oh.
Yeah, because they're increasing the trade-in value on them. So it's whatever they would normally give you plus $100 fucking
Doritos
bucks.
is currently handing out $100 gift cards to anyone who drops off a working PS3
which is pretty fucking dumb.
Xbox 360.
I don't think that.
I know they increased the
Listen,
trade-in value on the games.
If it says,
I think they're increasing it from like $50 to $100. They're saying they're giving them $100, which they're not like $100 on top of whatever their trade-in value was before.
well, their trade-in value before was not $50.
Well, I don't know what it was, but I'm saying I'm saying they're not giving you $150
You take
or whatever.
I mean, you could still the trade-in value for an Xbox when I traded it in was still $150 or something.
They sell them for $120 now.
Well, I guess. I mean,
yeah.
I suppose it makes sense.
Yeah,
It's
you get a pre-owned 360 short. It's 110. You get a pre-owned PS3. It's 130.
Jesus.
Yep. So it would not surprise me if people were like
They have
$100 gift
dropped
cards. That's
so
awesome.
They've dropped so significantly since the
Dude,
announcement.
I bought my Xbox Arcade because I bought the arcade specifically because I wanted it to fit my old hard drive in it. I bought it used for like $70.
Well, yeah, but the arcades were like there were nothing.
I mean,
Ooh.
it's still the console.
They're bare bones consoles. That's
But
it.
that-
There's
that
a
was-
hilarious scheme.
I mean, you were paying.
What if you could find a bunch of used arcades that still work and sell them to Best Buy for $100 a pop?
I'm sure they're not taking the old
No,
ones.
they're
for
not
that.
taking the old ones for that.
It just says working PS3 or 360. It
This is
doesn't put
true.
any stipulations on it.
Well, let's do it because the arcades are much cheaper now.
Or we'd have to fact check it.
Anyways,
Anyways,
it's definitely not.
Richard Garriott's talking about how he thinks the way MMOs right now is done or something.
Oh, you mean MMOs based off of a universe?
Something like that.
Theme park MMOs.
And he's saying games that are more story focused and like, I guess more along the lines of Knights of the Old Republic and stuff are going to be the new thing. But honestly, I don't want to hear shit out of Richard Garriott about MMOs because the last thing he fucking put out was Tabula Rasa.
Oh my god.
And as much fun as I had with that steaming pile of shit, that game was a steaming pile of fucking shit. Because, man, I found out how to break that game in a very short amount of time. You know how you did it? You equipped 5 rocket launchers and you ran around in circles killing things 5 levels higher than you with a times 6 experience multiplier, and it was retarded. So, yeah, I don't... Listen, Richard Garriott, I respect where you're going with this. Figure out how to make a functional MMO before you go talking shit about MMOs.
Especially functional MMOs.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying. So this is getting back into news that we were going to use last week, but Sony wants you to pay for your EverQuest Next beta.
What?
Yeah.
Yep. But it's a free-to-play MMO.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is.
Yeah,
You're
that's
right.
a thing.
Only Valve can get away with that.
So basically, they
Fucking
want you to pump out $20 at a minimum to get into this beta test.
You know what?
You'll get stuff in-game later on, but for right now...
You know what doesn't bug me about that? Valve did it, nobody cared.
For what?
Dota.
Well, but that...
Don't ail me, it's the same shit.
Except you could still get into Dota other ways.
Wouldn't surprise me if... Well, have you heard anything about it? About EverQuest, like, having beta keys or anything?
No.
Then it could or could not be happening.
Sure. I'm just saying... Like, Sony's not going to set up a robot that you can say, give EverQuest, and it'll spit you out a key. Because there was a robot that said, give Dota, and then it would spit you out a key whenever it was online.
Well, there should be.
Yeah,
Get on it, Sony.
So, there are not enough proper demos anymore. Like, this open
I
beta,
completely
this
agree.
this open beta being, like... basically being demos for games, it has sort of been a problem for a while. But now charging you for this shit is fucking going too far. It's scummy. It's just scummy. Especially for a thing that's supposed to be free to play.
Right.
Microsoft showed off the Xbox One Snap feature, which is
I like it.
It's all like
Silly.
it's
I like
ki-
it
it's,
because it's stuff I do already with different things. Now I can just do it on the same screen.
it's really silly and basically
Watch
all
TV and play Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
all it really demonstrates is how the human brain can't multitask properly. If you watch the video with the guy driving off the road.
Listen, he makes it real well until the very end.
When he starts trying to watch
drives
TV.
actually off the road. Yeah.
So
When he
let's
tries to watch TV.
talk about Dragon Age Inquisition.
yeah, and the fact that the demo leaked.
because they put out like a 30-minute gameplay video from some con or from some expo somewhere leaked.
Digi Expo 2013.
They talked about a lot of stuff in this game, and it seems cool. So they're changing how this works. Like, you know how first of all, it's open world now.
Yep.
Like, more properly open world.
Cool.
You know how in most open world games nowadays things just scale to you no matter what? Like Borderlands or Skyrim.
I don't know.
that kind of
Hookers
stuff.
Die is all the same in every Grand Theft Auto I've ever played.
Shut up.
I mean, Borderlands, it doesn't scale.
So they're kind of going back to
Until the last one.
To a hey, if you go through this area, some shit might just be too tough for you. It might just kick your ass. Other times you're gonna feel like a total badass because you're gonna beat the shit out of them. Also, there's a lot more like customization stuff down to like you take fortresses and stuff, and the way that you take that fortress can be different because in the demo they showed you like breaking into a base, and by breaking into a base it wasn't like, hey, we're gonna climb up this back wall or we're gonna find the sewer entrance or whatever, which they both, or like cave entrance, which they both described as a thing. They leveled up their guy in such a way that they just beat the shit out of the front door until
And
they
shattered
kicked it in.
It was actually really fucking cool.
The only thing-
the thing that I want to point out for me, the level system thing, that's not only is it not really new, but it's not really unused, because when you said Borderlands, it just made me think of the fact that I've been playing a game that does that already. Borderlands 2, you can go places where things will just fucking kill you. You can, but they
well, sure, but
they
after the
limit
first
you.
new game, everything just scales, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Correct.
well, but that's after the new game. Plus, you're talking about the first playthrough.
Cops are coming.
And the first
I've been saying
playthrough is,
snap a
I mean,
lot,
it's the
dude.
same thing, and I mean, and it doesn't seem like it should
That
be
is a
as
fire
big of a
engine.
selling point
Fire
as it
engine's
is. But no, honestly, I watched some of this video, and the big seller for me was the amount of shit you can do in that world that is actually your decision is really cool. If you want to burn the ships of enemies that are raiding a town,
It cuts off their retreat.
it
point.
cuts off their retreat point. Like, you can actually burn their ships and sink them. Like, you can beat in the front door of a castle and the thing just shatters. It's really awesome.
I think that would be really awesome if they're going to make it open world. I'm assuming it's a level progression based system.
Yes.
Yes.
If it's going to be an open world needs to scale. Because I don't like you calling your game open world where there are places I'm not designed to be at certain times in my progression of the game.
But the thing about it is, if it's actually truly open world, then there are places in the open world you're just not prepared for.
Sure. Okay, yeah, that's perfectly acceptable. Don't present it as a level progression then. There's plenty of games that do that, that do it relatively well.
I'm sure if
there's
you follow,
places you can be more prepared to do certain things.
I'm sure if you follow the quest progression of the story, you will stay in areas that are level progression.
Well,
but but it gives you more leeway to go out of that comfort zone and get your ass handed to you. Whereas Borderlands 2, the doors are sealed. Like, you can't go too far in advance. You can't go through those doors until you get the story progression.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Totally see what you're saying. But I also don't consider Borderlands an open world game. I'm talking about open world games. Borderlands is definitely an area progressive game.
Sure, yeah.
When it comes to an open world game, I should be able to walk from here to way over here in your so-called open world and make it, or it's not open world. You have created a area progression with no doors. You're asking me to go up there and get my ass kicked and get frustrated.
I think they are, well, so I think they're fudging the term of open world. I think open world is starting to get stretched much.
It's not
much
open
like,
world, it's big map.
Well, it's starting to get stretched like the term roguelike gets stretched.
Man, there's a new roguelike coming out.
In that there are totally areas that are sealed off to you, and you have to do certain things to open that
I'm
spot.
sure there are. There always is. But I'm just saying, in the realm of, like
Also, Grand Theft Auto totally has a history of putting up bridges that literally don't let you to new areas in their open world.
Yep, but there's also loading screens between those areas. They did that for a reason, for progression and for hardware limitation.
still.
That's true.
Notice how the new one, which they finally found a way to just make a really big map without having to load between everything, doesn't have bridges or loading screens.
Sure, dude. Well, it's because people got pissed off at toll booths.
Man,
But yeah,
fuck toll booths.
So
Fuck toll booths.
Jesus Christ.
A lot of the combat in the game looks cool. They showed a situation where it's like, hey, this guy's got a big ass shield. Yeah, get behind him, or he's going to be a real pain in the ass. They also showed another part where, in the same fortress, there were a bunch of like archers up on a bridge, and instead of like picking off the archers from a distance or having to deal with them or whatever, the bridge was kind of rickety. So they froze two guys on the ground with a trap next to the bridge, walked past them, and then just kicked the legs out from underneath the bridge, took out the bridge and the archers.
Nice.
Yeah, it was actually, like, the things that you can do with the environment are really cool in this game.
So my question is the combat from Dragon Age Origin, is it retained? Is it that pseudo live action, pseudo turn-based squad kind of jigger going on?
It seems... Yes.
I like the micromanaging aspect of the original Dragon Age. That was what made me the happiest.
I think it is closer to Dragon Age 2 than it is to Dragon Age 1.
Okay.
Which is fine as long as it's on PC.
But they took
Dragon Age 2 on consoles. It was
they took a lot of the...
What do you mean it pauses every time?
Yeah. They took a lot of the anime bullshit out of that was in Dragon Age 2. The like, hey, I'm a wizard. Watch me flip my fucking staff around for my auto attacks. They don't do that anymore.
Okay, cool. They swing things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sweet.
And the other thing is, there are parts of the game that are
flashy,
like,
but not too bad.
I don't know how impactful this is, but there is part of the demo shows like things happening in real time. Like you have sent forces to like defend this keep or fort or whatever, because they were the leftovers, instead of going to protect a town. So you could still break off and go protect the town yourself, but as you are heading to the fort, there's a meter, and it is slowly ticking down.
So you remember in Dead Rising
defense.
when you would find somebody, or you would run past a place and there would be somebody inside, and like zombies would be after that person, and then you would get that bar that popped up.
If they're
exactly the same thing.
If they die, they dead.
Yeah, exactly the same thing.
We don't know how impactful that is.
You have a quest basically timer.
Yeah.
And you have your decisions. You can make whatever choices you want in that time, there is going to be some side effect.
Yeah.
So to a lesser extent, it's like in Red Dead Redemption or Grand Theft Auto 5, when you're rolling down the road and a random encounter pops up, you either do it or you don't. To a much lesser extent.
Yeah.
But this time,
this is very much
this time it's going to be expanded into very...
Your decisions matter.
Well,
they've made it a point to say that your decisions actually do matter when you do stuff.
Because in Grand Theft Auto, you get $50.
Right. Whereas this was an actual quest that the person seemed to be in the middle of, which was, hey, we need to go defend this place because it's under attack.
Okay.
Right.
But yeah, all that stuff looks cool. It actually got me excited for the game.
Yeah.
There have been a couple videos that have come out for games recently where I'm like, man, I'm actually excited about that.
I'm definitely going to check that out.
So the Oculus Rift developers are like, fuck consoles, yo.
Yeah, even
As
in
they
the next
should
generation.
They're too limited because they're talking about like, hey, potentially every year we want to come out with newer, better hardware. Like we want to keep iterating on this shit as fast as possible. And these consoles
just aren't going to
do console type things where they're going to lock in, and it's just not going to be good enough for.
It's just not viable.
How long do you think it will take before the Oculus Rift guys start putting like haptic feedback in their headsets?
I don't think it'll be that long.
I really don't want things poking my eyeballs.
There are already certain aspects of it that make you feel like you have this ridiculous sense of reality.
It makes you feel like fucking Vertigo. And
it makes you feel like you're falling and all this other stuff. It's
already you're in super awesome simulated fucking surround sound headphones.
The whole thing is technically haptic feedback.
Seeing as John Carmack is one of the main guys working on this, and his big thing is real good resolution and really low latency, I think it's gonna be a while because that motherfucker. What did I say?
Resolution.
Oh,
it's a good word.
Whatever. Yeah. Tessellation?
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Resolution.
They've got real round heads.
Yeah.
The wheels look like wheels.
Oh snap.
Agent 47 is very bald.
They're diamonds instead of squares.
Yeah. Diamonds are a gamer's best friend. I don't know. Knowing that he wants that stuff, it's probably going to be a while because he's going to want that shit at like 1 millisecond and fucking 4K by the time he starts worrying about putting rumble into that shit.
Listen, when they attach some fucking gloves to the Oculus Rift and I can get my fucking first-person shooter on, we'll talk.
So you're saying they need to get together with the track IR people?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
One thing I think once the Oculus Rift, because right now you can buy dev kits for it.
Yes.
And you can kind of...
I think they're starting to ship.
There are some games that have already converted, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the coolest games I saw was Nerdcube.
Minecraft.
No.
Oh.
Nerdcube did Euro Truck Simulator.
Oh, yeah.
Converted for the Oculus Rift, and he said it was so surreal. Like, he made a video of it, and it was weird watching the video because it was just two screens.
We're getting to the point where we lose our grasp on reality, and we are just playing this game, thinking we are in real life. I'm just a truck driver in Europe.
But the developer for the Oculus Rift and for Euro Truck Simulator, they had it down to such a T where the motion sensing on the headset, when you leaned your head out the window and looked behind you, you looked behind you.
Oh my god, that's
when
awesome.
you turned your head, you looked through your cab.
Right.
Awesome.
So and then you poke your head out and look behind you, and on screen, your fucking character would be like, "What's up?" And the sound would change to where you're outside of the cab, and all kinds of crazy stuff.
We have all of the pieces to make my favorite. To make my dream.
I already played that game enough. Do not give me an Oculus Rift.
we have.
And that was the last time we heard from Keith.
We have the Kinect and we have the Oculus Rift. We have the ability to see all the moves you're making, and the ability to put your face and all of your senses in
an environment
where you feel immersed in the gameplay. So we have the ability to basically make games where you just are the controller. Period. Completely. Not Kinect style where you're sticking your hands out in the air and batting balls around or anything like that. Like fully immersed games where you just are.
They are experimenting right now with using wind curtains as controllers to provide motion force feedback, because obviously in order to have force feedback you have to have some kind of mechanical interaction between a device and the human body.
Right.
So what they're doing is they're sheeting, they have basically these elaborate fan setups, and then they sheet your body with a constant flow of air, and when you do something that would require some kind of force feedback or pressure, that certain spot of said curtain blows harder. Stuff like that, And it's stuff like that excites, because literally all I would need
that's what I'm saying.
is the Oculus Rift, Euro Truck Simulator 2013, a fucking PC wheel with force feedback, brake pedal, gas pedal, clutch, and a 5-gear change gearbox, and I will never leave my room. You know why? Because I'm going to move to Amsterdam, air quotes, and drive trucks for the rest of forever.
Is that code for smoking weed?
No.
I'm going to move to Amsterdam. Wink.
Dude, I'm going to move to Amsterdam, smoke a bunch of pot, and then play the Euro Truck Simulator on the Oculus Rift and completely lose my shit.
There goes your wink.
Yeah.
Wink. Smoke a bunch of pot.
So, right. I have a week paid vacation in January. If I disappear, you know why.
Magfest?
Is it the right week?
It is the right week.
Yes!
I did that on purpose, by the way.
I'm so excited.
I thought you did that on purpose a while ago.
I did do that.
Okay, I'm so excited.
So
I wasn't sure if you would make it or not.
We've been fucking talking about this for a while.
I know, but I wasn't sure if they were actually going to give it to him or not.
Yeah, well, I basically got a super confirmation from my store.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
Because I basically leaned over and I ribbed her.
Yeah.
And I was just like, so I'm still on for the first week of January for my paid vacation, right? And she was like, yeah, you're good. I was like, all right, yes. So
oh god, I'm so excited.
Literally the next time I get paid, I'm getting my pass and all that.
Also,
stuff. I can't wait to get street passes.
You need to get up with Angel, because apparently, for security reasons, or not for staffing reasons, for room assignment, if you're going to get one.
Maddie said I was with him.
Are you?
At this point.
Okay. Well, we're autonomous, so we don't have to worry about room assignments. Okay. That was an important thing. Magfest. Super
I need
duper
to
excited.
know who is going, because I need to split a room still.
Oh, yeah, right, shit.
Anyways.
Yeah, it might be too late.
Matt C.
What about him? Is he going? He is going?
Didn't we talk to him about going when we went to Sunset Island?
You know how long it's been?
And he was still kind of...
Sunset Beach.
Yeah, and
It's on an island.
we need to talk. We need to talk to Matt and Ben. Period.
I thought he was like, yeah, I bought it, and we were just like, yeah, we knew that was going to happen the closer it gets to MagFest.
Well, right, but the issue is
it too late to get a room?
has he been like, I'll just eat the cost of it and not go like,
I don't know.
yeah.
Is it going to work like last year and I just tag along at the last minute and help pay off the room?
Right.
Anyways,
We can do that.
Expect more WoW expansions.
more WoW, more sooner, more now.
The new expansion's actually kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that you can auto level all your characters to 90 for free.
Yeah.
That's
I
kind
don't
of
know.
nice.
So, this is not a huge thing that I think we need to talk about for very long, but I wanted to bring
I was
this,
already done.
I wanted to bring this up simply because didn't they say this shit after like Burning Crusade or Wrath of the Lich King came out, where they were like, yeah, we're gonna do a lot more smaller expansions a lot sooner, and then they kind of just kept doing the same shit that they were doing, except they didn't. They made it a 5-level cap as opposed to a 10-level cap.
Here comes the small ones.
Yeah, I don't fucking maybe. We'll see.
This one's relatively quick. Miss Pandaria is only a year old.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, but I mean, this game, I don't think this is.
I
Coming
feel
out
like Mist
anytime
of
soon.
I feel like Mist of Pandaria came out real quick after
Dude,
Cataclysm.
they've been
The
pretty,
fact
I
that
think
the fact that they even announced it is already too soon for their MO.
I think that since the first expansion came out, Burning Crusade, they've been on like an 18-month cycle, like pretty consistently. I mean, I could be wrong. It's happened before.
I don't know. We'd have to.
I feel like Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King were pretty far apart.
Anyways, let's talk about the actual important thing about the new expansion.
It's
that's
gonna
coming
look
out.
better.
It's gonna. It got me really excited because I looked at the character models and I went,
They look really good.
Those look
pretty
like the
good.
ones they used in South Park.
It's like those look pretty damn good
Mm-hmm.
because they redid all the polygons and the polygons look real nice and they put out that video and I went,
Which means you're not going to be able to play World of Warcraft on a toasted ham sandwich anymore.
those look actually expressive. Well, now it's got to be a ham and cheese sandwich, okay? You got to get the cheese poured.
So instead of my computer being able to run like 40 instances of WoW, it can run like 38.
Look at those dwarf boobs.
sure.
Yeah, dwarf.
But anyways, that's cool. I'm excited about that.
Even the least impressive boobs. Now
Hey guys,
look awesome.
FTL
on something that I
on
don't
iPads.
own.
Well, it's also getting an advanced edition.
Oh, sweet. What's
more
that?
weapons
Yes.
and more systems.
Yes. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, more stuff to go wrong. all
More
at the
stuff
same
to
time.
blow up, and me not have enough crew members to fix it.
So I don't know that they're necessarily like adding more to the length of the game if you have to go more than 8 sectors at this point.
I hope not. I've still yet to beat that game.
I beat it once on easy.
Never.
That game's real
That
hard.
game is stupid hard.
There's going to be a mind control system?
Yeah.
I hope.
New systems.
A hacking mechanic?
Yep.
It better not be fucking.
I saw a cool ass thing where they launched a thing at the other ship and it basically froze the room so that people couldn't exit or enter through that room. So you're basically able to fully lock down parts of the ship.
Cool.
Basically, if you hit an important choke point,
Nice.
it's like fuck you, you're locked in here. Eat a dick.
So if they freeze if they freeze a room, the people that are already in the room can't leave.
Can't leave the room. Nobody can get in the room.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I can see where that'd be strategically advantageous.
I'm excited. I really like FTL.
Me too. The
A
game's
lot.
really
That
fun.
game's still fun. So, Sony is the NSA. In case you guys didn't hear.
I mean, I'm not surprised that Sony would reserve the right to monitor and record user communication. I mean, it's basically like saying, if we need to record you for some reason, like, for instance, if they already have your chat logs on file and
Right.
you are abusing community protocols, then they have backup stuff to be like, hey, we looked at your log, it says that you did this, you got a report from like 3 different people that said you did this.
Right.
This is us being like, now you're shut down for, a week or however long. You're banned now. So
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. That is only news right now because of the NSA thing. That's always... Everybody, if you sign a stupid, end user license agreement, you're being recorded and
Do the Eula
monitored,
dance.
and you have no more rights to the content
you
you're
s-
using anymore.
Have
so,
you seen the South Park?
Yeah,
They do a wonderful end user license
So,
agreement and a NSA episode.
For me, it's not news.
I don't know. I just thought it was a
But
thing.
no, I understand.
So PS4 got a day one patch to do
Yep.
stuff. The Xbox One's getting a day one patch.
Yep,
I mean,
everybody saw that coming.
Again, this is old news, but it's still something that I feel is
I like how
worth
it's-
talking about.
I like how it says with we'll do very little. The Xbox One's going to be a brick without the day one.
Pretty
patch.
much. It'll boot.
Yeah, it'll turn on and ask for the day one patch.
Yeah, it'll turn on and then say, "Hey, you should go to the internet and get this patch that makes everything work."
Hope you have Starbucks.
And it's mostly because most of the apps weren't even done when they started production on the
Yeah,
system.
they're
finished
basically
production on the system.
They're shipping like an unfinished OS, basically.
Yeah.
Which means if shit goes wrong day one for the 360, it's gonna go real bad.
Yeah, I mean, the shipper,
Yeah,
they're
at least-
shipping the hardware. You have to download the software.
at
It's
least-
basically how it works.
Yeah, at least Sony's day one patch was.
I mean,
Less.
it wasn't a necessity, but at
Yeah.
the same time, the way I look at it is, if you buy,
You can play the fucking games.
if you
without
buy,
the day one.
if you buy if you buy a PC and stuff, you still have to load up your operating system unless you get it from a big box store.
right.
Like this is you're getting shipped the hardware. You're paying for the hardware. They're giving you the software. You just have to download.
The
it.
only-
I think it being a console sets different expectations.
I mean,
And-
sure,
and
but
the only reason I
mean,
don't like that is because I can't buy a disc that has.
I'm not
one.
saying. Listen, I'm not
So
saying
so-
I'm not saying that I disagree. I'm just
Right.
saying that
Right,
that's
I can
a
definitely
little bit
see
of
that.
justification that makes it not quite as bad.
They do have some sort of system for people in unreliable internet areas where they will ship you a disc.
Yeah.
They have to then ship you the disc.
Which honestly, if it
Or at
meant
least I think I've read that.
if it meant the difference between not getting if it meant the difference between getting a brick and having to wait a couple of days, honestly, for me, not a big deal. Like that's a really good. They're not like, hey, go find some fucking internet.
That's a big deal
You know
for
what I
me.
mean?
Only and I agree with that.
To be fair, if
Like-
you live in an area right now that doesn't have proper internet, you're probably getting that disc via Pony Express, so it's probably going to be more than a couple of days.
Not necessarily. I mean, standard shipping is still 5 to 7 days.
I just wanted to make a Pony Express
I know.
joke.
I got really I'm too impatient for that.
Well, sure.
I got impatient when I was building my PC when I couldn't find my fucking Windows 7 boot
Right.
disk.
Yep.
So I had to jerry-rig my old external hard drive to work to get that copy of Windows 7 on it before I shot someone.
Well, right.
So I'm not
but-
waiting 5 to
I mean-
10 business days for a fucking disc so I can play the thing I just spent $500 on
Right.
for it to work. So
As far as I'm
Make it
concerned, I
work.
mean, they made a whole bunch of products so that way they could fill demand. I mean, if they couldn't put all the software into it because they needed to get it to places and do all this other stuff, at least they are being like, hey, here is a solid copy. Because the thing that really scared me initially about the Xbox One, everybody remembers the Xbox One was supposed to be a daily update system.
Right.
yeah.
Like, that was the big kicker, was everybody was super duper fucking pissed because, and I was super pissed, because every day you were supposed to have to get on once a day to make it work,
yeah, so it could check in.
just so it could check in, and if you didn't check in, it wouldn't work. And they've gone back from that, they went back from that, even in the grand scheme of things, not that long ago.
Well, no.
So I mean, you're talking about a console that was already in development that
Say
they've
less
done
than 5 months.
Yeah, they've already done a whole bunch of work on. So honestly, for them to say, "Hey, listen, you don't need internet at all. We'll ship you this disc." Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, for me, that is a fucking class act move, and I'm glad they're doing
I
it.
mean, yeah. Also, like, it's either A, they're smart, or B, they're nice.
It's not my choice. It's not my choice. Like, but there are only so much you can do when you have to meet demand, and I'm glad that they're doing it this way and not just saying, "Hey, go fuck yourself, find some internet," because basically initially that's what they were doing.
Move closer
and then
to
they
a
realized,
Starbucks.
Yeah, and then they realized, hey, this is a bad plan.
Steal the
so.
flat screen TV. Play your Xbox.
All right, last bit of news from last week.
You only got.
Gerard Butler might be starring in a Kane and Lynch movie.
I'm just excited they're making a Kane and Lynch movie.
I
love me some Kane
It's
and
already
Lynch.
registered to Lionsgate.
I wonder how
Then it's gonna be good.
wonder how poorly they're going to shoot in the movie. I wonder if they're going to make it accurate to the game. Also, I wonder if they're going to try and tell a different story with Kane and Lynch, or if they're going to tell the first game or the second, or what. How much color distortion is there going to be when somebody gets shot with a bullet? That's what I need to know.
Well, I mean, considering Gerard Butler's history with color distortion on the big screen, a lot.
I just want it to go boing and all the colors to split out.
Let's do it.
I just wonder if this is going to be another, like, tease like it was the first time. And the first time it wasn't so much a tease as a, hey, guess what? This is going to be the worst movie ever. Like, do you not remember that?
No.
Bruce Willis and
Oh, God, Jamie Foxx.
And Jamie Foxx, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What, as Kane and Lynch?
Yeah.
I missed
Yeah,
that.
no, it would have been fucking awful.
Or the best.
But it wouldn't have been Kane and Lynch. It might have been the best movie standalone, but it would not have been a Kane and Lynch movie.
It would have been Kane and some black guy.
Man, they're
Pretty much, yeah.
How great would it be if they just brought back Jamie Foxx anyways? They're like, nope,
No,
we're taking Gerard
I
Butler
think-
instead of Bruce Willis.
I think that it would be funny if they put Bruce Willis and Jamie Foxx in as cameos, like as other characters. I think
Or
that would be
Bruce Willis should
hilarious.
cameo as...
I think that would be fucking
Lynch.
hilarious.
No.
You bring Bruce Willis back, you put him opposite Gerard Butler. You bring in
You bring in Bruce Willis and you bring in Jamie Foxx and you bring in Liam Neeson's. And
Liam Neeson's.
no.
Come on.
and then it's just done.
He's Zeus.
You bring in the guy from the Transporter whose name I'm completely blanking.
Jason Statham.
You bring in Jason Statham and Gerard Butler, and then you're done.
And Bruce Willis.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
Then you're done.
And,
Brad Pitt
and Vin
as
Diesel.
Brad Pitt as
No,
Kane.
not Vin Diesel.
Let's just bring in all the bald.
Just
fucking
bring in The
buff
Rock.
white
If you're
actors.
gonna The Rock has supplanted Vin Diesel as giant bald guy.
Brad Pitt as Lynch.
True.
With the bald and everything.
Bald.
Yeah.
With the bald.
So you get
Hey, did you see-
Ben Affleck and Matt Damon as Kane and Lynch,
You guys
Batman
seen,
and Robin.
and it's a buddy cop film.
You've guys seen Looper, right?
Yes.
You remember the part where it's showing Bruce Willis's flashbacks when he was in China and he had the like. Am I right?
Yeah.
He could totally be in this movie.
I know, that's what I was saying.
Oh, Bruce Willis with hair.
Yeah, like the fucking Terabad comb over.
All right, well,
That'd be it.
he's gonna keep laughing at Bruce Willis with hair. Dustin's gonna be
Go
a
to sleep.
pirate,
And I'll
and
probably be a pirate for a while.
I'm gonna figure out something, and hopefully we'll see you next Tuesday.
I am the one who.
Yeah, we'll see you next Tuesday.
This has been the Slashplayed Podcast.
We'll see about it.
Say goodbye, Keith.
Bye, Keith.